Hello, what's going on, people? Shout out to all my Zen sinners out there. Welcome everybody to Sin City Crypto. That's right, a trading show. Sunday, a TradFi edition. We got the NASDAQ futures opening up here. And we got some movement on Bitcoin. Hello, everybody in the chat. How's it going? Roll call time. Who's out there? Let me know who's in the chat. Roll call. I'll shout you out nice and early. Hello. What's going on? We're going to get in these charts. Yes, we are. Legendary God King. I appreciate your service. All right. Open up all this stuff here. We are good for a good stream. I'm ready to get some trade alerts going. Make some money here today. All right, big shout out to Frog Time. I see you. Frog Time FB Sniper. Victor, hello. Yuri, good to see you. D Crypto, a good evening. Blue Haranel, I see ya. Yep. We got Rich, Victor, Jay, Trader. We getting everybody. Araz above, and Niels, Warts, Steve O, Melike, a Crypto Me, Alex Martinez, a Chelsea, a Brown. A lot of people in here early. It's so good to see you. All right, we're gonna get into the charts. One moment here. There we go. All right, we're gonna get into the charts here. Bitcoin getting some movement. We had a move down and a move up. Let's see what's happening on the small time frames. And we'll also look at the NASDAQ futures. But here's Bitcoin right here on the 5-minute time frame. Getting above the 200 MA. That's a bullish move, but is it sustainable? Crypto Matt, welcome in. Ken, welcome in. Sergio, good to see you. Let me take a quick peek at the NASDAQ. Open up a new tab here. We're going to have a lot of tabs going on. We got to look at liquidity. So much for us to figure out here today. All right. Yeah, here we go. NASDAQ futures. How are they looking? This is so cool to do this, live TA on a Sunday for you. When the NASDAQ does open, we're not always correlated to it, but I realize when the futures market does open, BTC oftentimes kind of, reverses or gets excited. There's a lot of volatility often when the NASDAQ opens on a Sunday. Let's see what's going on. Kate, hey, welcome in. All right. Yeah, NASDAQ is kind of just chopping around right now on the 5-minute. It opened not too long ago, right? 20 minutes ago. Let's see here. Where's that gap? Electronic trading hours here. This is 5:31 is today. And here it is. All right, there's that gap. There is that gap. I was looking for the Friday close, Friday 529 on the NASDAQ close right there around 30,388. Bitcoin is making moves, but NASDAQ also making moves. Here we go. Higher, open higher around 30,416 and then dumped. Look at that dump, 3-candle dump for the NASDAQ, double bottom, and make your move back up. Just kind of chopping, though, in a range, not really making a statement either way. Tony Rosas, hello, says, JP, I need more money. I got you, man. We're going to make some money here today. Let's get back to Bitcoin. Bitcoin looking a bit double toppy there on the 1 minute. Looking a bit double toppy here. Is it real? Is the move real? Once again, that 5-minute getting that cross. You do have that double golden cross coming there for you. Is it a trend reversal? 15 minute looking a bit bearish at resistance. Somewhat of an evening star pattern there. All right, drink some water there. He needs some milk. Must preserve the voice. All right, let's see here. All right, so let's talk about the big idea for Bitcoin. You know that yesterday, we were scalp longing Bitcoin. We did make some money on the way up yesterday, but we ended up dumping right outside of liquidity. Right? Remember that? Let's bring up liquidity source right now and get right into that. Trading different. Here it is. That liquidity source, a trading different. 5-minute time frame. You guys all remember this setup yesterday. We did make money on this move, kind of from the bottom of the channel up. And then we tried to long this. I did end up taking a small loss on Bitcoin from the, scalp into liquidity. We faded liquidity, broke out of the pattern to the downside. Nice push down there. Well, let me say big push down there. I did activate the shorts based on the 4-hour time frame. Let me pull up that 4-hour. All right, 4-hour time frame. Here we go. And I also updated the Discord, which I'll bring up right now. Hey, welcome to everyone just getting in here. Shy, hello. Open up the Discord, the Zen Trading Zone. Big shout out to all the new people in the Zen Trading Zone. We do trade alerts. We do TA, just a bunch of good stuff in there. Let's go ahead and check it out and show you what I posted there earlier. Yeah, here we go. And I got all the receipts from all the trades from yesterday. Here we go. So late last night, I said I was watching the 4-hour, and if we close a 4-hour red engulfing candle, that I would activate the shorts. Okay. And that's exactly what happened. The very next message was my 4-hour short is active. That was 2:59 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. That was the witching hours. I usually don't like trading the witching hours, but there seemed to be a high probability setup. It was either Bitcoin was going to take that liquidity, or it was going to, dump based on that 4-hour. I aligned myself with the 4-hour. There was high Stokes. There was a red money flow. It was a bear flag. But so yeah, I activated the short, and here is the result of the shorts. Here you go, baby. BTC short 100x leverage, 43%, baby. $2,700 payday. Let's go, baby. It pays to be on the right side of the trend. It's okay to take losses, take a small loss on that scalp up. But then we saw that 4-hour was the real trend, and it was kicking in, so we took that. Well, I took the BTC short. I told you I was going to do it. It's up to you if you want to do it. You don't have to copy me or follow me. But yeah, I did take the BTC short. Also a Solana short, and this one was a banger of a trade right here. Check this one out. 58%, 6K in profit on it. High leverage, high risk, high reward, but aligned with the trend with an edge. That's how you do it, baby. 6K in profits on a Solana short. And you remember I was ready to long Solana yesterday, but we cut that off and we went short instead. So there you go. Another payday on Solana. And we're not done yet. We ain't done yet, baby. Let's go. We ain't done yet, baby. Sweet. I also shorted Sweet. I shorted all my favorite coins last night. I said that 4-hour say short, I'm going to short. I don't care if I was longing earlier. I'm not a bull. I'm not a bear. I am a monk. You hear me? I am a monk, a Buddhist monk. Not a bull or a bear. So I adapt here to the trend, and yeah, made some gains here. All right, so 174%, 3.4K, Sweet short, 50X, money in the bank. Now, let's be honest here, and I like to stay transparent. You remember just before the stream ended yesterday, I was in a Sweet Solana and Bitcoin speculative long. most of those were taken out at break even and made nothing. But the SWE I did kind of let run a little bit. I kind of almost forgot about it, honestly. I should have cut this one off a bit earlier, but hey, you have big wins. Sometimes you have some big losses here too, but the loss is still smaller than the wins. So 89, negative 89%. There's a loser there for you. $1,200 a SWE. So there's a loser. Also like to share my losing trades to let you know that it's not all good, And here's that small Bitcoin scalp. The small Bitcoin scalp at the end of the stream yesterday, based on the liquidity above us. I did lose that one, stopped out 42%, $123 loss. But there's that HBAR. We did have the HBAR winner. That was another trade alert. That was a trade alert, and 31%. $103. I could have made 300 on that, but it got a quick wick down because of Bitcoin dumping. And then there's the earlier Bitcoin scalp up we did. I swear I made $1,000 on this. I think there was some slippage involved here, or maybe just the high fees, high leverage, very small trades, 7%, but still ended up walking away with 4 of 58. These are the receipts from the trades from yesterday. As you can see, those are winners, definitely outnumbering, outweighing the losers here. So it was a good trading day. Okay, so you don't have to be long, you don't have to be short. Just do what the trend wants you to do, and you will eventually be okay. Okay, so I did take profit. I call that TP number one. TP number one for the short trades. And now I'm looking for potential another entry. I updated you guys in the Discord. I said, now I wait for a bounce to re-enter the shorts. I'm still playing the 4-hour bear flag. It has a measured move to 71,200. Okay, so I'll look at Bitcoin again on the 4-hour. And let's see if this bear flag is still valid. It looks like it is, but look, price is coming right back up to the pattern. And maybe this is our chance for another entry, maybe for another move down. We're gonna have to zoom in and also see what the other assets are doing, what oil is doing, what gold is doing, and see how we can re-enter on Bitcoin. But once again, good to have you all here. Happy Sunday. I'm glad to be doing this just about every day, giving you weekend streams. Let's look at some coins as well that you want to look at. I'll clear the queue from yesterday, and now is the time. I think now we should go ahead and spam that chat. Yeah, whatever coin you want, go ahead, spam the chat. Legendary God King, you know how this works. You know how it works. Just let them spam their coins. Could be over and over, no problem. Let's see what we should look at. But also, I showed you all these beautiful wins. The exchange that allowed me to do this, and I made it happen with, is Bitunix. Okay, so God King also give them that link for Bitunix. Once again, no KYC, no VPN needed, completely legal, excellent, easy to use cryptocurrency exchange. Also has commodities. They have gold and oil. We're going to look at gold and oil and see if there's opportunities and commodities as well, tokenized commodities. All right, let's get the trading. I see FET. I'm going to look at FET right now. Open up yet another tab. All right, I see HBAR. You got a HBAR. All right, what else we got? What else we got? XAU. Yes, we will look at gold. XAU. I can't wait to look at gold. All right, I'm going to look at FET right now. FET. All right, here it is. Fetch AI. Let's take a look. Take a look at your daily. You had a daily candle close. Well, a bullish one. Let me keep my narrative out of it. You had a big green bullish, a candle close yesterday. And you're still in the bullish territory with this red candle, although it is a red candle. Stokes are very overbought there. Go to your 4-hour on Fetch. Fetch seems to be consolidating. That is healthy. Looks like a potential bull flag there. That's healthy. Let that reset a little bit more. I can see this coming down and getting support at that 21 MA around 0.255 for FET on that 4-hour time frame. Well, it seems as if it wants to retrace a little bit. Let's go ahead to the 5-minute time frame. 5-minute time frame on Fetch AI FET. Doing this because of your request. Feel free to put requests in that chat. I do see Ondo. Gonna put Ondo on the list. All right, and 5-minute time frame, low Stokes. You got green dot, red dot, green dot, red dot. Indecision, money flow green, but momentum curving down. What does that mean? It means that you're retracing, and that's healthy, but you've yet to bounce and not really showing any confirmation of bounce. You're at the 50 MA. Let's see if you can hold it. If not, next step is 0.269 right here, 200 MA, 5-minute time frame. That was a nice bullish move though. That was an interesting move on up there, very strong. Now retrace, that could break out. I could potentially see that break out on the 5-minute time frame, especially with that green money flow. There you go for FET, and I am back to BTC. Let's do BTC. Let's do somewhat of a top-down analysis here on BTC. Do you guys remember? Yesterday we were doing a daily candle analysis, and it was looking good, right? It was looking good, and then it looked pretty bad, right? This was a nice green candle. It was a nice green candle, and then it, came all the way up. It had no wick. Remember, it had no wick, and I said that, it don't necessarily need a wick, which it doesn't, but it looks like it did create a wick. So we had open green. We came down. We came all the way down. It looked so bearish. It looked like a bear flag. Big shout out to Mr. Gulf Bank Hype. I got you. I put you to the top of the list because you did send the super chat. I appreciate that. All right, let me do hype for you next. But right now on Bitcoin on the daily, this is very important to analyze to see where Bitcoin may likely go next. Once again, this was a red candle last night, very bearish. I made a lot of money from the shorts. But what's happening now? What's happening now is turned to a green candle again. And now the bottom side wick is a lot longer than the top side. So we're starting to push towards the bullish territory. And it's very interesting that Bitcoin has never lost the green dot. The green dot, the buy signal on the daily. And take a look at that, stochastic and RSI in a pretty decent position for a long position. So this actually looks good again on the daily. I really want to see 3 green candles here. I want to see them close. And this also scores the importance of waiting for a candle close. Last night, if you would have just, saw it all red and, assume the worst, I say always remain open-minded. Price can dump, it could pump, it can do both, and we will make money no matter which way it goes, okay? I'm gonna add Swede to the list. Swede will be on the list. Nice, Swede on the list. And we'll add Casper. Yes. Beautiful. All right, I appreciate you guys' requests. But yeah, Bitcoin on this a daily time frame, and now looking a bit bullish on the current candle. Let's see if it keeps pushing. It has about a 1 hour and 24 minutes left on the candle, so we should still be here. I'm gonna attempt to make this an actual 2-hour show and not a 9-hour show like we did yesterday. Shout out to everybody who was here with me yesterday for the 9-hour stream, but 10K views, almost 300 folks in here. We made a lot of money on the air here on the stream. We had fun. We did deep dives. I'm gonna put Soul right now on the list. Yeah, I never mind staying later if the market is spicy and juicy and a lot of opportunity and all that good stuff. And I think this might be an opportunity for that. But I do have stuff to do later, man. I'm gonna really try not to do the marathon stream today. Please, guys, don't make me do a marathon stream, okay? I got stuff to do. I moved in real life, okay? I'm still getting settled. But anyway, I love doing it. Next marathon stream, maybe we'll do it with the mukbang, the crypto trading, a mukbang. I'll have some lobster tails and maybe some crab legs and some steaks all in front of me. We'll do the crypto trading mukbang. Okay. But anyway, daily time frame, kind of bullish right now. Let's look at like a 12-hour XRP and XLM. Okay. I got you, folks. I got you. I'm writing it down. 9 hours was a marathon. Seriously. Shout out to Rex, baby Rex. And shout out to McCarnell, says, we appreciate your time when you do stay late. But here we go. 12-hour time frame at BTC. Once again, trying to attempt to put in a bottom here. A lot of support wicks. We got 3 green candles right there. I mean, they don't look strong. Those look like very weak green candles to me. I want more. I want more statement candles to be confident in a bottom. But once again, more buy pressure right there on the current candle. Even though it's red, you have crossed the 9 moving average. The 9 moving average, you're above it. Let's see, maybe the early signs of trend reversal and sending BTC back to the upside. Let's go to a 4-hour time frame. Oh yeah, baby. Has anyone ever did a crypto mukbang? Is that a thing? 4-hour. Let's see. We have a red dot. So this was the shorting a time frame. This is the time frame I am aligned with. If you don't see the structure here, if you're a beginner to trading, I try to make this a beginner friendly, intermediate friendly, and also just make it super easy with those trade alerts. So let's see what we have here. We did have, a bear flag. I shorted this last night and made money on that very small move down. Looks somewhat like a bear flag that broke down on that 4-hour. Red money flow. Stokes are pointing down. Momentum to the downside. You dumped, but then you kind of tried to fight, get back above that 21. This looks like a potential bearish retest. All right, bearish retest, a dump, find support, come back up, make sure you really want to go down. In fact, it got rejected so far. You do see the wick right there. You see the rejection so far. Maybe opportune time to get back in the short. That was my plan right now. Anyway, I believe the 4-hour. 4-hour tells me lower, and there's an opportunity right there to get back in. Let's see if we can find some weakness on the smaller time frames to see how probable this rejection actually is. And you see price already pushing back up. Price is pushing up. So we got to get to those small time frames and see what's happening. All right, a little bit more zoomed in view there. 1-hour time frame, green dots, green money flow, 3 green candles. It's fighting to get back into that pattern. Let's go to like 15 and 5 minute. What a nice rounded bottom. No surprise this thing is coming back up. Look at that rounded bottom. Just so round and perfect. It's beautiful. That mezzo. Hey, mezzo. I don't know if I like it. Macro, mezzo, and micro. Is that right? Mezzo. It looks better with the Z though, honestly. McCornell. I like that. Mezzo. Am I saying it right? All right. Beautiful rounded bottom. What was that? A triple bottom, quadruple bottom, somewhat of an inverse complex head and shoulder, right? That is a beautiful rounded bottom. No surprise that came back up. But once again, seeing that resistance, heavy resistance at 73,937 could be that bearish retest still. Let's go to a 5-minute time frame. 5-minute often tells me what's going to happen. And here we go. Yeah, 5-minute broke above the 200 MA, the most important moving average in my book to tell you if you're bullish or bearish. So we crossed that line, bullish. But now that we've crossed it, we've been rising, but you can see the momentum on the stochastic, lowering. Market Cipher B says, no mismatch, momentum is increasing, but red dot could be, a peak of a mountain here. You see the peak here, dump, peak potential dump. Money flow kind of, heading out right there, trending out. You got a red rejection candle. Let's see, 5-minute time frame here. That's not an engulfer, so nothing too dramatic yet. And you haven't even lost the 9 moving average, but there is some technical bearish divergence. I've seen this a lot. Usually this 1-minute cross is the beginning of the reversal, but oftentimes when I'm seeing, when we're in a larger downtrend, that, price may trend up right there, but the stochastics will trend down. That bear div may be our hint that Bitcoin may be getting rejected and losing steam there. I'm going to go to the casino and see what is new here. See what the demand is. How are the order books looking currently? Let's get some noise there. Yes, give me the sounds. Give me the sounds of the slot machines. That's right. The crypto slot machines, baby. All right, so demand is heading up pretty parabolically. I don't usually see it heading up like that. You see right down here, bottom right of your screen, this is the demand of Bitcoin, similar to RSI, but heading kind of straight up. 73 for the demand. Multiple take profits called here. This rally might just get exhausted. I don't know. I've never seen it sustainable, that parabolic on the casino. A lot of red orders coming in right here too. A lot of sell orders coming in, but it seems a bit slow. 16 trades per minute. Volume a little bit slow here. I see Bitcoin potentially getting rejected. It almost may make sense to just take a chance, and put in a short order, and that would make sense on a 4-hour time frame coinciding with the bearish retest. I see that as a real possibility. Let me just take a quick look at the NASDAQ, see what it's doing. Probably just pumping as usual. That's the 4-hour time frame. We got to zoom out to that 5-minute time frame. The NASDAQ futures open right now and influencing sentiment in the market. Let's see. It is kind of trending up. Nothing dramatic though right now. Trending up. Lots of volatility back here. That was on Friday. 1-minute time frame. Yeah, NASDAQ is a bit pumping right now. It's pumping. It's money flow green. Let me look at oil. Yes, I got to look at oil to see what's happening. Oil is a pumping right now. Oil's pumping. Okay, oil pumping. All right. Usually, in the few weeks, in the past few weeks at least, or at least since this war has been going on, oil's been running and Bitcoin will dump. It's running, but once again, is this sustainable? Is that, a huge bullish move and just some consolidation? Oil keeps running, Bitcoin will dump, or is oil a bit overextended there? It also opened way higher. Oftentimes these traditional finance markets will, open very high and then try to come back down and close that gap. That looks like it's about to spill over. The momentum is, shifted to the downside. That looks like it might spill over, even though it's in that big bullish move in a retracement. It looks like the retracement will be more severe, especially when you consider the daily time frame for crude oil. Yeah, here we go. Daily time frame, very volatile, diamond pattern type vibes. And you got, you lost, support really right there. Well, you're losing support. Very weak support here. M pattern vibes. This thing looks like it's gonna dump. That's just a daily. Now let me go to a gold really fast. I'm looking at commodities and Bitcoin, gold, oil, NASDAQ, and we for sure will do Bitcoin, all the altcoins that you requested. So here was a gold on the daily time frame. Still bullish on the daily. I like the consolidation and the low Stokes green. A buy signal there on market cipher B. Let's see what's going on like right now for gold. Is gold pumping or dumping like right now? Gold was dumping. Let's see. Okay.
Attention. Possible price reversal.
Oh, shoot. Possible price reversal. You heard that from the casino. And I was looking at Bitcoin on the 5 minute, seeing that a little bit of bearish divergence. And if you look at it on the 4-hour time frame, this could be a bearish retest. I still believe the 4-hour is in a bearish trend and in bearish consolidation, and that this might be the great opportune time for a short. So I might just take my chances. I'm going to look at these small time frames, though. I want to see Bitcoin kind of roll over here. It's in a rising channel. Rising channels usually break down at some point. Let's see. Yeah, I'm interested in the short here. Yeah, I'm very interested in the short for Bitcoin based on the 4-hour time frame. I am well aware of the daily, though. The green dot on the daily still, but that candle has not printed. We have 1 hour and 12 minutes left in the daily candle. I can certainly see this going much lower in the final hour if they wanted to. If we wanted to, as a market, as traders, if our sentiment is to short. And you see my sentiment based on the chart. So how many other people have the same sentiment and want to short Bitcoin? So we'll see. But the thing is, I like confirmation. It helps me from, taking a bad trade. 1 minute. 1 minute is still being bullish though right now on Bitcoin. Look at that. It's just, consolidating with higher lows there. That eventually should break down though, man. You're trending up. You either break down or you go parabolically up when you have this type of pattern. This looked like XLM the other day. Okay. What up? Brent Adams says, I love the show, my brother from another color. All right. What's up, my brother? Welcome to all the new people to the show. We are looking at Bitcoin, looking at the NASDAQ, gold and oil, looking for opportunity. And I'll also look at your request. Let me do hype because we do have a super chat for that. Let me just go to hype. Hyperliquid. We had a banger trade, a nice trade alert for the other day. Hyperliquid. All right, 1 second. Hype. Perfect. All right. Hyperliquid. Are you really putting in more green candles on the daily? Can you ever stop hype? You can't stop it. You can't ever stop it. Look at that. No wick to the upside. Just a breaking out on the daily. Fresh green dot. That's how you're doing? Okay. Just complete breakout on hype. Look at that. Just, you can't touch this. Literally, I wouldn't touch it though. I wouldn't touch it. Breaking out like that again. We took a nice trade on the consolidation. It was like a 30-minute time frame. You can still see that trade right there, prayed out in full, a plus sum right there. But yeah, hype. Look at all those green candles on a 30-minute, getting a little bit overbought. You are a pumping hype, making moves in these markets, man. There's no retracement. Maybe on like the 1 minute. Let's see. Look at that. It's just completely flying. Just speculating, I'm assuming, on Bitcoin and getting a move here. Look at that. Okay. Well, I'll say this. The only thing I can give you for hype besides, obviously it is pumping. I could look for a potential retracement level for you. And these are also all-time highs. So be careful with price discovery, okay? You have no previous history to really go by here. So you can only go by support and resistance that's already on the chart. So let's see. Let's look at like a 30-minute. You see like consolidation blast off. This is the trade we did right there. I like high probability trades where there's a retracement, at least a little bit. You don't want to get in at the top. Retracement pump, retracement pump, retracement pump. No retracement. Maybe this retraces the other way though. You could potentially look to short, but not recommended, man. Just not recommended. I'd rather wait for it to come back down. And I might not touch it at all. Hype is just being insane. Just insanity here. There's no short. There's no long. Just congratulations to the holders of hype. Okay, hype is done. I will look at, let me look at SWE, because I might have to get myself in a SWE trade. SWE keeps me paid. All right, let's look at SWE. We got the 5-minute bullish cross, but look how heavy that bearish divergences. Yeah, that looks shortable, man. I don't know, but the money flow is green. You know, looking at that 4 hour on everything and then seeing that divergence on that 5 minute, that makes me so skeptical. And look at SWE on the 4 hour. Pretty bearish, complete dump. I mean, you did, you know, reset here on the Stokes a little bit. They give me a green dot. You did do some liquidations there. Went all the way down to about 85. And since, you know, trying to make somewhat of a, you know, a morning star pattern here, a big red candle, small candle in the middle, and then a green candle coming up, reversing the price for now. If you recover most likely the same way you dumped. A symmetrical recovery, V-shaped recovery, possible on SWE. But I don't know, man. A price looks like it's either going parabolic or dumping. Choose one, a Bitcoin. All right, so that is a SWE. We did hype and we did SWE. Oh, we got some action in the casino. Who got liquidated? We liquidated some shorts. Is that what happened? What's that blue one, Gon King? What does the blue one mean in the casino? I need to know. All right, let me pull up a liquidity for us from a trade indifferent, see what's happening in the liquidity. Wow, so you remember this yesterday. We were looking at this pattern that we were in yesterday on Bitcoin, ascending triangle. We had the equal highs there, trying to break past that resistance. As soon as we lost that pattern is when we got bearish. And does anybody remember me saying I was waiting to short or long, but I was waiting for some type of breakout? I was waiting for either us to break down, start bear flagging like we did, or, you know, break up and start, making bull flags. You know, you guys remember I was looking at both ways. This is what let me know when to short yesterday. I didn't short, in the absolute perfect entry. I shorted in a very high probability, high edge entry, once we started losing this pattern and bear flagging. That to me solidified the bearish trend. But since we had a really big dip here, took out some lower liquidity, we put in a double bottom on Bitcoin, and it looks like it played out the entire move of the double bottom. But now you're at another neckline here. Yet another neckline could once again do the same thing that the left side does. Do the same thing, and it maybe make your way up. Either that or this is resistance and dump. We go down further. But you see how hot the liquidity is looking now. Now you're starting to favor that upside a little bit, proximity wise, but staring below us is still that lower liquidity. 72,381 for Bitcoin is where the liquidity starts at the bottom, and above us is 74,326 for liquidity above us. Bitcoin can do either or. It's mostly going to be influenced by our sentiment, by a Donald Trump Truth Social post, by the price of oil, by just sentiment in the financial markets overall. And I'm sure we'll have some red folders tomorrow in TradFi, so we'll see what happens. But let me get back to the NASDAQ really shortly here. Get back to the NASDAQ. What is it doing? 1 minute time frame, consolidating in a bull pennant right now. It looks pretty low volume and a lot of wicks, but that is a bull pennant, a bull trend right now on the 1 minute for the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ is a bullish so far, but let's see if it does eventually curve and come and try to fill the gap, from Friday. But so far, a bullish on the NASDAQ. Let's get to oil. Oil is, what are you doing? Give us direction, oil. All right, this is a 3 minute time frame. Look at that. That's breaking out, right? That's breaking out. Okay. You can see it on the 1 minute. Yeah, open higher. It opened higher, broke out, and then retraced. So let's see. It looks like oil might be bullish. Imagine that. Oil bullish, NASDAQ bullish, Bitcoin a bearish, right? Very interested in oil. Let's look at some bigger time frames on it. Then I'll get to your coins. There we go. That's a better perspective about how it opened over the weekend. There is the gap right there. There's the gap on oil. It was trending down on Friday, but somewhat of a rounded bottom could have told you, or at least hinted to you, gave you a hint that there was a reversal inbound, and there it is. You know, oil making a move up for now, but that flag it's in is a little bit drawn out. Will it start rounding within the flag a little bit and then a breakout? We'll see. It is a shifting momentum to the downside currently. We'll see what happens. I'm keeping an eye on these commodities. Oil, gold. Here we go. NASDAQ. Is that a double top on a 1 minute? Very small time frame for the NASDAQ right now. I'm looking at the NASDAQ because it is affecting Bitcoin price in one way or another. But you're still kind of bullish overall. Like that's the 5 minute time frame. Just kind of, you know, in breakout territory. Are we near another all-time high? Let me zoom way out. That's an 8 hour time frame on the NASDAQ. We're pretty near another all-time high, of course. Look at that. Yeah, we're really close to another all-time high. And in fact, the 2 hour time frame has a green dot, low Stokes with a bullish hammer. The NASDAQ just cannot have enough. It wants more all-time highs. It doesn't care about Bitcoin. It doesn't care about oil. It's going to make new all-time highs. The NASDAQ oil looks like it's going to pump for now, or maybe it falls out of this, out of this pattern. I don't know. Or it breaks up. I don't know. The original move was a bullish. All right, back to your request now. Let's look at HBAR really quickly. Let's go to all my alts and get my attention if Bitcoin is doing something. And I have the screen behind me. I have the noises on the casino. I'll put an extra screen over there for Bitcoin. But let's really follow Bitcoin, okay? HBAR. All right, from a Binance, here we go, HBAR. All right, 1 minute breaking out on Hedera. We traded Hedera yesterday. Yes, we made a little bit of money off that. Shout out to anybody who made some money off Hedera. Did anybody make some money off that Hedera trade with me yesterday? You know, say something in the chat. You know, let me get a testimony. Look at that inverse head and shoulder. Within that kind of huge extended retracement. So, you know, big old bull trend, gave it almost all back, but it looks like somewhat of a 786 retracement. I do see shoulder, head, right shoulder within a bigger flag. And we got some action right now in the casino for Bitcoin. Looks like we are liquidating shorts still. Are we liquidating shorts right now? Bitcoin getting a move. Look at it, trying to get above a resistance. Okay, trying to get above resistance. We see the pattern it's making here, the tight consolidation. That is ready to knock through that resistance and get to this a juicy liquidity, baby. Oh, it's ready. We were looking at this yesterday. This is why we streamed for 9 hours yesterday. And because it is liquidity directly above us, will Bitcoin finally take it with the help of the NASDAQ? You know, if the NASDAQ pumps, maybe, just maybe, Bitcoin will correlate. Let me see, get back to here. Uh-oh, look at NASDAQ. Look at the NASDAQ. You got a big old engulfing a red candle coming in. Do they match it with a nice big engulfing green candle? High volatility. It seems like momentum is shifting out, but Bitcoin don't care, kind of just trying to break out of its pattern. I see this potentially breaking out bullishly. This reminds me of XLM. XLM, when we put it in that, that rising, it was somewhat of a rising wedge that broke out. But look at this. Bitcoin, it looks like she wants to make some moves here to the upside. Yes, I'm looking at it. 5 minute time frame. That's a rising wedge. Once again, either we break out hard or this dumps. Rarely an in between when you're looking at this type of setup. Rarely. What is that oil doing again? I keep going back and forth between that oil, gold, and NASDAQ. Very important here. Green money flow, green dot on oil for the 5 minute. Let's see, is it bullish? Is it bearish? And I mean, this structure is bullish, but you haven't broken out yet. Yeah, you haven't broken out. Money flow getting red, being very extended on the retracement. You're going to start looking like a Bart Simpson soon, and it may just come down. But let's see. Maybe you get above these moving averages. All right, let's get back to HBAR on that 30-minute. That could be some type of flag. Maybe that breaks out. 15-minute high Stokes, though. That could do something. I hear even more liquidations on Bitcoin right now. That's right, more liquidations on Bitcoin. It's about to break out, get right back to it. We can't miss these kind of moves, baby. Man, wow. Let's go. Big shout out to all the new subscribers, baby. Good to see you. Glad to have you here. Sin City Crypto. I'm a gadget through the markets. I'm JP. They call me the Zen Master, okay? Because I'm not a bull or a bear. I am a monk. I don't care what direction the market wants to go. We will make money. I could call a high risk. If you're super high risk, I'm not making this an official trade alert, guys. Come on, man. I can't. But this looks like it may take that liquidity. That is consolidation, bullish consolidation again below liquidity. It did it here just a little bit, and then it faded it, and then we dumped for the night. But looks like it's coming for another try. That may take that liquidity, high probability.
Trade inbound. This is not financial advice.
Definitely not financial advice. And honestly, I'm not even doing this trade, but that's going to take that liquidity. Okay. If you want a high risk, high reward, get into that trade right now. Hey, it will look just like this. Buy right now, stop loss right below this pattern right here, and take it on up into the liquidity. The liquidity, baby, 75,000. You could take it 4-to-1 risk reward ratio. If your stop loss is at 73,007, why am I not doing it? I'm not doing it because I'm not really in a rush to get into a trade. And I don't know, man. It's a very uncertain market here. But I mean, probability says that takes it. Look at that. It's ready to go. Ready to go. Scared money don't make no money, right? It don't make it, baby. Look at that. Beautiful breakout or breakdown. It said we break out and go parabolic. Honestly, if I was logged in already and like ready to go, I probably would have took that. Let me get into Bitunix and, kind of, cock the, the weaponry, get it ready. Have my tools ready. Oh, she is moving, baby. She's moved. Big shout out to Bitunix, my favorite crypto exchange. A God King. I give them the link to Bitunix. No VPN, no KYC. BTC is moving, baby. Look at the liquidations. Look at the market orders. We are liquidating shorts right now. Do you see now? Do you see why I didn't get immediately into the short? You have to be a very, very patient as a trader here. Even though the 4-hour, was still red and looking very bearish. I held off for just a moment on the short and also didn't jump immediately into the long. Let's bring up that liquidity. Didn't jump immediately into the long either. I'd rather, see a breakout and a little bit of a flag and, and then make my move. And getting rejected right now still could be a potential short setup. But let's see what Biddy Bitcoin wants to do, baby. Yeah, she may just take that liquidity. I don't see why not. Did you take it? Did you take it rise above? Did anybody get in that trade really quickly? I couldn't even do it quick enough. I couldn't do that quick enough, but it looks so likely, man. But this is what we do. We navigate the market and do a live TA. I love it. Very, very fun, man. Oil, it looks like it's about to dump, honestly, man. I mean, once again, bullish, but like you open so much higher. When these TradFi markets that close, when they open higher, they just come back down, man. They come back down and do a recheck for, I guess, the people who didn't get in on the, the action. Shout out to Razabal. He's like, nah, I didn't get that. Let's get back to liquidity. Yeah, that could be a wick, and then the real dump comes. Like, I'm seeing this before. You're not going to get me. You know what I mean? It's not worth it, the little, possible scalp move, in my opinion, right now. We'll see what happens with Bitcoin. But let me get into your next coin here. After HBAR will be Ondo. Okay, HBAR, I think I was looking at this tight consolidation for you on the 15. That wasn't too bad. 1 minute time frame. HBAR, okay. Bullish trend heading up, hitting some wicks, hitting some type of resistance right there, probably due to this previous volume area. Let's see what you're doing on that daily. Yeah, rejection 200 on the daily for HBAR. I don't really see any crazy setups. I mean, this 2 hour could be something. I kind of like that, that kind of downward trending consolidation after that big move. And maybe we'll pull a fib on it and see if it is a likely, pump place or not. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of weird, though. I don't know about it. Let me see. Fibonacci retracement. Yeah, 618 right now. Potential 786, though, as 0.093. 2 hour green dot low Stokes curved up. What I usually look for a long setup. I can see that potential on Hedera. We made some money with it yesterday. Can we make money with it again today? Potentially. See, if I were to trade it, I would enter around there, stop loss around 0.089 and take profit, bring it up 4-to-1, a risk reward ratio 0.11697, something like that. Try to get in a nice little sniper entry at the bottom of the pattern. I like that for a potential move, and it could break out right now. And it could bullishly retest, adjust after, but I would do the patient entry and get in on Hedera just like that. All right, let me see here. Back to Bitcoin. Yep. That ascending wedge there, or rising wedge, basically broke out, tried to break out parabolically, somewhat getting rejected so far, right? Those red candles came in real fast. All right, let me look at, looks like Ondo's next. Ondo, baby. Big shout out to Lick Run. Said market is buy or sell, bruh. Yo, is it buy or sell, bro? Like just give it to me straight. You know what I'm saying? Stop giving me all this technical analysis. Do I buy or do I sell? When I find a high probability setup, I hit the trade alert, okay? I hit the alert and I let you know.
Trade alert. Trade inbound. This is not financial advice.
Nah, but seriously, I mean, as far as price, I mean, we were on a pull to the upside, right? Let's look at the casino. It'll tell you exactly right now. I mean, we're on a pull to the upside right now. Bitcoin is breaking out. The only thing is, you're a little bit, on that, overextended a little bit of a breakout. We're almost due for, a reversal here, a retracement. We're at resistance. It's a little bit like buying the breakout right now. Look how vertical the RSI is right there. You see that on the demand zone there? Look how vertical that is. It's not a high probability to buy this, and there may be a likely short coming soon. Sometimes it's not just a buy or sell. Sometimes it's hold and wait for the confirmation, and then get in a trade. If I see a trade on another asset besides Bitcoin, I will give you the trade and we'll make the money, okay? But let's see, Ondo, right now, it is a holding pattern on Bitcoin. You wait to see what's going to happen here. If you believe we'll take this liquidity up top, you can get in right now. There's the trade. I already gave it to you. I can't, necessarily tell you exactly what to do. My recommendation is hold and wait at this point if you're not already in a trade. Okay, and I'm looking for opportunity in all assets, all coins, and I will be putting out a trade alert. So just stay attuned. We'll find the perfect high probability trade alert for you. All right. Yeah, but I can't buy that right now based on the 4 hour for Bitcoin. Okay, that 4 hour is just, still a bit bearish to me. But we'll see. Maybe the daily is stronger. Okay, Ondo, a daily time frame. Ondo. That looks like a double top. But it may be that, There we go. Symmetrical triangle. Symmetrical triangle could go either way. I think it's more bullish than bearish though, because it came from a bullish trend, but it is still a double top. Double tops do break it down, so that could break it down right back to where you came from. Takes you right back to where you came from, right down to 0.2705. It's a real possibility. If you notice that Ondo follows Bitcoin, I'm not sure that it does or not. If it follows a Bitcoin, it will dump right back to where it came from if a Bitcoin takes the macro dump. All right, 4-hour time frame, a 4-hour. Looks like you're trying to find the bottom there. I see those inverse head and shoulder vibes, red money flow. Under the 200 green dot, a lot of mixed signals trying to bounce there on a 4-hour high Stokes. That's favoring the short right there, even though you have a green dot. So a lot of back and forth there trying to find a bottom, but the trend says is down based on the money flow. 30 minute on Ondo. Okay, big move up, rounded bottom. That could break out, especially getting above that moving average. That's not too bad. Green dot, this is like one of the most bullish time frames I've seen so far, but you do need to stay in the zone. A small retracement is fine, but you don't want to give it all back. All right, let's go to the 5-minute time frame now. 5-minute Ondo getting above that that resistance there, a Sammy special, price touching 21 above the 200. Okay, and you got that triple golden cross, but I do see the bearish divergence. That looks almost shortable right there. This is what I was considering shorting on Bitcoin, something like that. These have been breaking down a lot lately.
Attention. Possible price reversal.
There we go. Possible price reversal once again. I think that's still for the bearish side on the casino. A demand at, what's that, 87? And are we getting more volume? Slightly higher, more volume in the casino. Liquidity for Bitcoin. Liquidity is sitting right above us. We do have it on both sides though. Look, it's on both sides. We could easily fake out that top side and take this, what looks more concentrated at 72.4. So, careful. This can go literally either way. The thing about it, what I've learned here, doing this professionally, is that I don't need to choose what happens before it happens. I'm gonna say that again. I don't need to choose what happens before it happens, okay? I can let it happen and then get confirmation that that is the trend and then make my piece of the pie, okay? So that is the plan here. I'm gonna let whatever happens happen, and then we're gonna get our piece of the pie once we, confirm that trend. If that 4-hour time frame on Bitcoin, I'll get back to it. If that 4-hour time frame on Bitcoin dumps, you'll have plenty of time. Trust me, you'll have plenty of time to get in the trade. If this is truly a bearish retest, like this will go down to about, let's see, get a little measured move here on Bitcoin. Yeah, I'll go down to about 71,000. 71,000. There will be time to get in the trade. No FOMO needed. Let's just let the markets play out, do what they do. We'll watch gold. We'll watch oil. Let's see, did the oil dump yet? Did oil dump? Not yet, and it might actually break out. If it breaks out, that may be a good warning that Bitcoin may dump. Meanwhile, NASDAQ futures still pumping. It wants more all-time highs. It don't care. It just don't care. All right. What was the next coin now? We did Ondo, we did XAU, we did SWE. I'm going to do Casper. Go ahead and keep spamming your coins if you want in the chat. Okay. I appreciate you. Let's look at Casper right now. I'm going to keep this tab open for Bitcoin. Casper. All right, here we go. Casper, baby. 5-minute time frame. Same thing. Everybody has got above the 200 MA parabolically, but with heavy bearish divergence right there on the stochastics. So either, I don't know, either it's really hitting bullish and it goes parabolic, or I'm looking that this might be the super early entry for the short. I like more confirmation, okay? Confirmation equals edge, okay? I'll say that again. Confirmations equals edge. I don't need to bet. I'm in Sin City, but I'm not a gambler, okay? I'm in Sin City, but I'm not a gambler. I'm a trader. Trading probability. Casper 5-minute time frame. I mean, it's bullish. It's very bullish, but it's parabolic, unsustainable bullish that I don't like trading, for an edge. Green money flow though, a very volatile price action here. Let's see, 15-minute at resistance, W pattern. Okay, higher time frames, Caspa, big old dump, heavy bullish divergence. Actually, that looks pretty good. Heavy bullish divergence, nice bullish engulfing candle coming in. I like this time frame actually a lot for a potential bounce on Caspa. Got to keep pushing up above that white line, the white line of 21 MA. You already got above the 9. Okay, let me fill my cup. My cup runneth over. 1 second. All right. Yeah, I kind of like that Caspa right there. That looks like a bottom to me. It could go lower. Anything can happen. I know nothing. I know nothing. But I do know, I know something. I know some TA. And I know what's most probable here. You do have a green dot. So this is high risk here. If you are looking for a long on Caspa, high risk, but you got a downtrend, heavy bull div. That's a huge hint, a teller that this will reverse. You're currently above that resistance. Do you stay above it? Possible trade if you're into now. Stop loss below. Bring it on up to where you dumped from. Play those fair value gaps and a quick move to victory, right? You can even see the left side of the potential inverse head and shoulder. Markets always give you them. You know what I'm saying? You can see that. Maybe it does something exactly like that if it reverses or it comes up, maybe reach that 50, see some turbulence, big wick and dump, I think it's likely this bounces even for just a lower high. I think this may bounce there. I like the idea of that bounce on Caspa. Okay, not too bad. Let's go to an 8-hour time frame. Same thing, green dot, but look how red that money flow is on Caspa. Look how red that money flow is. Clearly a trending to the downside right now. Interesting shape on the stochastics, right? I like seeing like little inverse head and shoulders in the stochastic RSI. It's pretty cute. It's cute and bullish. So we'll see. I like the idea of a bounce there. I might, high speculative. How much time we got left on these candles? I might do a little Caspa long, but Bitcoin will have to play game, I think. I think Caspa follows Bitcoin, and I don't trust Bitcoin right now. That's heavy bearish divergence right there. Yeah, I don't know. I'm leaning towards short right now, but I want Bitcoin to tell me what it wants to do. I don't want to tell Bitcoin what it's going to do, if you know what I mean. All right. Yeah, I'm going to look at XLM. I'm going to look at, what's that, VVV? All right, we finished Caspa. Let me put VVV in the list. There was some in front of that, though, like Solana. Yeah, let's look at Solana. I'm taking care of all of my community requests. I appreciate all of you. If you're not sending in a super chat, can you at least like the stream, okay? Just that's the least you can do. Hit like on the stream. It really helps us and the algorithm, okay? So please like the stream and subscribe if you're brand new. And if you are enjoying the stream as I'm following the markets here, we are looking at Solana. Sol. All right, so yeah, same thing. That bearish divergence in that 5-minute, that looks a shortable there. Money flow green. I mean, technically it's supposed to be a bullish trend, but I see that as shortable, man. I see that as shortable right now. High risk. I would say high risk because this could get a quick move up, and this is so dependent on everything else. Yeah. Yeah, that could be shortable right there. Wick, red candles. I would like to see it more like a more engulfing candle, more of a statement candle, but that looks a bit shortable. I don't know if it's going to make it. It technically could be a Sammy special. We call that a Sammy special when that 21 comes up and, you touch it and price a blast off. Usually that works out, but in these are very bearish 4-hour trends, I've been seeing the Sammy specials fail So I think, you know, especially if this loses this yellow line right there, we will be shorting. Yeah. Solana looks just about ready to short on that 5 minute. Let's see if it looks any different on a 4 hour. This is the short idea I was looking at with Solana right here. I made money on this. I had, you know, dragged my stop loss into break even. But let's see, same thing kind of like with Bitcoin. If we were to short this on a 4 hour, we have a stop loss way up at like 84, right? And take it down to measured move. Yeah, this is still, I'm still leaning short. If you're not sure which way I'm leaning short, okay? I'm leaning short on everything, but I do understand that it's bullish looking right now on the small time frames. Small time frames on Bitcoin, you know, is coming up because of what could be a bearish retest, or maybe it's a reversal, but that looks shortable potentially right there, giving you another entry for the short on Solana on a 4 hour. And we got some activity. We are liquidating longs right now. Look at that. That's why I didn't want to get into that long right there. Hell no. No. It might be time to do it. Let's look at BTC on a small time frame. And I was looking for that rejection. Oh man, I rejected quick too. Yep. So classic. Such a classic move. I told you guys, man. I told you guys these rising channels, man, with that bear div. You know, can I get an amen if you heard me say that? You know what I'm saying? I just be, you know, not wanting to predict. I'm not a prediction expert. I'm a TA guy. You know, I know those break down. So now that we got confirmation that it does want to break down, we can start, you know, setting up our short here. We can start setting up our short, and they'll be on a bigger time frame, a 4 hour for Bitcoin. So this looks more like a bearish retest. So I'm comfortable setting up the short on BTC. Short entry right around there. Give us a trend line. There we go. Yeah. A bearish retest, a stop loss up here. I really like the idea of a 50 MA stop loss, but we got to kind of keep it tight, man. We got to keep it tight just in case. We don't want to lose a lot of money here, but we also do want to scale our trades properly. Maybe I just do stop loss conservatively at 74,443. All right. All right, let's bring this down, measure move. Yeah, this may be our first trade alert here, a short on Bitcoin. We got some confirmation with a rejection on a 5 minute time frame, looking to take a continuation short down. I already made money on the move down. Now I'm going for a stab. That's right, a second try short, second entry. Let me get back to that liquidity. 1 second. Where is it? Right there. Yeah, liquidity. Okay. That liquidity is building to the downside. You see, there is a case for liquidity to the downside, and it'll be a nice move down. Okay. BTC. Let's go back to the very small time frames and lock this on the chart. Okay. There's the bearish engulfer I was looking for. Beautiful. So now this makes a cup. This makes somewhat of a cup, or like an end pattern right there, right? Maybe it bounces one more time and does an end pattern, or maybe it loses it right now. So there's no rush here. There's no rush. We're starting to get our confirmation on a Bitcoin short. This could dump one more time and then maybe do a little bear flag. Another awesome place to entry right there. Another awesome entry on the short and see a Bitcoin come down. I'm just trying to look at it right now, see if it does a double bottom, give you that end pattern. That happens a lot. Or maybe it just loses it completely right now. Let's see on other time frames how bearish or bullish it may be. 15 minutes, super bearish, super bearish. Look at the stochastic RSI, way overbought, curve down, red dot. You know the short setup. You know, you got that upside down cup, red dot. Only thing is the money flow was kind of trending up pretty well. You see it's maybe topping out right there though. The volume heading down a bit. But that looks pretty bearish on the 15. We could potentially get in on the 15 minute. Oop. Trying to get rid of the trend there, the trend line. And it's in the way. Beautiful. Okay. So looking at that short, that potential short on Bitcoin. And I also got to look at XRP. Let's go ahead and get a window here and look at XRP. Hello, Daniel, Jesus. Hello, hello, hello. A Rise Above said, I'm still locked in from yesterday, the trade you gave on BTC short. Nice, nice, nice. Yeah. I was in that trade too. I closed it out just because, I don't know, man, I like taking profits, you know, a lot early. Looking for my second entry, but yeah, the BTC short still valid right now. Very valid, and looks like I'm hearing the liquidation sounds here. Yeah, I think we're gonna get a short signal detected pretty soon here on the casino. And this looks like BTC. She goes lower. I like the idea of the 15-minute time frame entrance. Yeah, let's use this 15-minute. Now, so potentially this thing could pop back up. It could pop back up and get us out the trade. Let me go to Bitunix, open up BTC, and see what we could set up on Bitcoin. Get a live trade alert going here. Short position. Bro, you got your entry at 76K? No, I don't have my entry at 76K. I'm probably going to enter right around here. Maybe we do the 15-minute. It would be nice to have an entry above the 15-minute 200. Like, so we could get in right now, stop loss here. The only thing is, I mean, there's a chance based on other factors that it does just stop us out really quickly. Yeah, that's too close for me. I want to do the 4-hour. Yeah, that's too close. 1 second. Yeah, I like the idea of a 4-hour time frame. 1 moment. Let me get a chart right for you. Yeah, we're looking at the short, baby. Looking at the short. We're going to make some short money, baby. Let's get it. I like the idea of this bullish retest entry. Maybe it comes back up. I got a feeling they want to come back for maybe a M pattern, some type of double top. The market loves doing that. And that would be an entry right around like 73.9 or something like that, based on this 4-hour time frame. So let's go ahead and set that up. Short position. Stop loss here. Already got our measured move right there. Yeah, I like it, man. I like it. The small time frames got to agree, though. I keep going back and forth on the small time frames. I would love to see price lose that 200 MA. So I'm looking at two possibilities. Price bouncing right here. The Stokes are low. Price bouncing here, maybe either coming up for a double top or maybe a lower high, and then you dump. But either way, this thing needs to dump, lose the 200 MA on the 5-minute time frame, and then everything will get very bearish very fast, okay? So we got to be careful with the shorts. So we got to be careful because, yes, we have liquidity down low and a lot of liquidity really at 72.3, but we got to be careful of the liquidity above us as well at 74,293, okay? Lots of liquidity up there. Very careful. I'm not saying long this. Get rid of that idea. Get rid of that. No trade right now, but I do have the short trade cocked and ready, all right? Looking at this 5-minute time frame for my sniper entry, okay? Sniper entry, baby. Just waiting on the go signal. I'm like a special forces agent ready to be, to be sent into the mission, to be deployed. I'm ready to be, dropped in. Just waiting on my cue. My cue would be us either coming up for that lower high right now or losing the 200 MA. So once again, I'm not making the move. I'm letting BTC make a move. It makes a move. It gives me confirmation. I make the move. We pull the trigger. The macro short kicks in. I think this thing spills over. I don't know if it even goes for a lower high here. I think this thing spills over. Yeah, this thing should spill over based on the macro pressure. We're watching it spill over right now. I'm about to call that trade alert, folks. It's going to spill over and close under the 200. Okay, it's gonna spill over, close under the 200, and then we're gonna call that short, and then we're gonna make money on the way down based on a 4-hour time frame. And that's right, baby. That's what we're gonna do. Love it, baby. Yeah, let's see. Close below the 200 MA yellow line. Looking for Bitcoin to close below that yellow line, and then we will short. I will call a trade alert and let you know that we're pulling the trigger. Once again, if you need some place to trade, Bitunix, legendary God King, put the link in the chat. Let people know. Let them know, baby, where they can trade crypto and you know, kind of follow along with these trades. You do need to like deposit crypto on this exchange. I believe in the US, they're not really doing the connect the bank account thing. You know, you're going to have to send a crypto to this exchange, like from your wallet, you know, and you can send it from another exchange, from Coinbase or whatever your fiat on ramp is. But I do recommend it. Bitunix, best interface, no VPN. And no KYC, baby. We love it. Okay, looks like this candle will close below that 200. Just about ready to make that short trade. We're going to risk not too much, okay? We're going to risk not too much and be responsible with our risk management and still make money on the trade. Waiting for this to close, about 2 minutes and 37 seconds. Okay, let me look at the other coins really quick. Let me look at, did I even look at Solana? I did look at Solana. Solana was the same exact as Bitcoin. Yeah, it was same exact as Bitcoin with that bearish divergence. It was so clear on Solana too. I told you those Sammy specials will freaking dump during the macro dumps, man. They don't play out. There it is, dumping like I thought it would. And don't worry, we're not too late. We're not too late. This can dump a long way on that 4-hour time frame. Okay, this can dump a long way. We got time. Bitcoin on the 5-minute. What an awesome entry that would have been right there. Scared money don't make no money. Zen Master, don't be scared. You gave them the TA, but you didn't make the trade call. You gave them the TA, but you didn't make the trade call. Zen Master, don't be scared, okay? I told you those rising wedges and those rising channels break down, especially during the macro pressure, you know? So, hey, that is beautiful. So what I'm looking for now is for this candle to close in a 5-minute, and you know, we're getting in. I just want to see it close, and then the next candle will probably come up a little bit, and we'll get an entry. We'll get an entry somewhere around here. That's fine. Somewhere around here will be our entry on a Bitcoin short. Let me see what the NASDAQ is doing. Thank you. Looks like it is breaking out still. Look at that, going sideways, a little bit of a bull flag there, but some red candle coming in, hammer candle coming in. Will it take it lower? Does it become more of a extended flag? A NASDAQ kind of just going sideways, bullish consolidation if you ask me. Oil, what is oil doing? Oil usually dumps and then Bitcoin pumps and vice versa. Looks like it's dumping right now. Yeah, I knew that pattern was a little bit too sideways. Looks like it was going to come down. Huge momentum shift on oil right now to the downside. Interesting. Wow. Okay. Bitcoin should, let's see what Bitcoin wants to do. So if oil dumps though, Bitcoin should run though. So what is Bitcoin doing? Bitcoin is dumping, man. It's telling us it got 5 seconds left on that candle. You do have some buy pressure coming in based on this support level right there. But there it is. There is the candle close, and there is our signal. Stokes are a bit low, I would say, on a 5-minute time frame, but we're not doing this on the 5-minute. We're doing it on that 4-hour. Doing it on the 4-hour. Take a quick look at liquidity. Okay. We have that lower liquidity right below us, more concentrated above us. Interesting. Sir, please tell me trade in Sol USD. Sir, what is that? Please tell me trade in Sol. So you want me to find you a Sol trade? Is that what you want? Is that what you want? Yeah, well, I'm looking at Sol right now. Looking at Sol, that looks like a head and shoulders down. That looks like a bearish structure. It looks like a break in trend. It looks like you're gonna dump now, you know, on that 4 hour. So I'm just about ready to call that Bitcoin trade. Yeah, let's go ahead and make it a trade alert, baby.
Attention, trade alert. Trade inbound. This is not financial advice.
That's right. Never financial advice. Only a risk as much as you're comfortable losing based on your account size. Okay. So be very careful. Don't trust me. Do this because this is something that you believe will happen. You know, you agree with the TA. This is totally on you. And it's okay to lose. Learn to be a good loser in order to win. That looks very bearish about the rollover completely. Bitcoin on the 4 hour. We're going to put our stop losses above around 74,600. That's right. I'm gonna do 74,600 on a stop loss. This is a 4 hour time frame. BTC short, take it to the measured move somewhere around 70,600. I'm gonna do 70,600. This is a short that I'm about to activate on a Bitcoin right now. I'm gonna risk about, let's see, I risk about, I don't want to go too crazy here. It was $500 to make potentially 3,000 bucks. That's right, live on stream. Last, I'm gonna hit last here to kind of limit in, and then I'm gonna open my short. There we go. I'm in the short. Simple as that. And it looks like okay. I think I might have doubled that position size somehow. What did I do there? Stop loss 991. I thought it was 500. Let me see here. Yeah, a little bit, you know, double the stop loss I wanted there. What happened there? What happened there? This is going our direction though. I might close half of this trade though. I don't want that big of a stop loss. So that's always a hard thing, right? Just, you know, when you make a mistake like that, like, do you fix it? Hey, it's going my direction. Let me make the money. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think I should fix this. Oh, you know what? Hold on. I'm not fully in the trade. That's why it's not, my limit order isn't fully filled. Okay. I see what's happening. Let me see if we can correct that. How didn't it get me? No, how didn't it get me all the way in? Oh, it is dumping, folks. Trade alert. If you're in the trade, big shout out to anybody in the trade, baby. We're dumping with confirmation. I'm not all the way in though. What just happened? Man, we dumping. Beautiful, man. I don't even care. As long as you guys are making money. It looks like I still have a limit order there somewhere, but I just can't see it. Hold on. Yeah, there's the limit order like right behind it. Awesome. I'm just dragging new stop losses. Awesome, man. What a short though. Who cares if I flubbed my entry? I hope you got your entry. What a beautiful trade. BTC. It looks like she's dumping. 5-minute time frame. We'll see if we can find some support. See if we can find some support right here. 73,433. Maybe we go lower. This thing will a thunderclap, baby. It will go down. Casino is going crazy. Liquidation's going down right now, baby. I got you on the right side of the trade. We are dumping, baby. Let's go. Make some noise. Put some dollar signs in the chat, baby. Another trade alert going down here. Sin City Crypto. I am the Zen Master JP. Awesome, man. Awesome. Okay. Awesome entry, guys. Man. Okay. So I'm not going to make as much as I want here because I flubbed my entry. Somehow I have a $95 position size. What the hell even happened there? Let's close these orders. Close all open orders. All right, close all open orders. Yeah. And then what I'll do is I'll increase my position size on the bounce. You were too slow, rise above. Come on, baby. Let's go. Trade alert, baby. That's how we do. We're making money live right here. BTC, baby. With my very small $95 position size. 0.0013 position size. What is going on? Hey, man, I'm being conservative out here. I'm being conservative out here, baby. But yeah, this is gonna dump further, y'all. I'm gonna look at some of those coins that you guys gave me. Yeah, I'm gonna look at some more coins. Let's look at XRP and XLM, all that good stuff. Solana is dumping just like Bitcoin. It's not too late to get into Solana short. Maybe that's the coin I get into. Maybe I hedge Solana. My account is very much backed by Solana. So I might go ahead and do a Solana short as well. We might as well, right? Maybe like a Solana 4 hour. Let's see what that looks like in Bitunix. Yeah, we could short more than just Bitcoin. If Bitcoin dumps, a Solana will dump. Yes, she will. There we go. Setting up a potential Solana short right now. Maybe another trade alert. Let's see. Solana on that 4 hour. Yeah, look at it dumping on the 1 minute. That is a beautiful dump. It just crossed that smooth moving average. That is a dump, baby. Stop loss up here. That's all I need to know. Stop loss right there. Take Solana down to about $77. There we go. Get in right now, baby. I mean, Stokes is extended. It's extended, but this is a much bigger trade. I'm getting in it, baby. How much we risking? Risk a very little, under 500 bucks. So this might bounce a little bit just to come up to resistance, or it thunderclaps down. I don't know. But either way, I like this trade on a 4 hour. I'm putting my little limit order in. I have my stop loss way up there. Stop loss at 82.92 as of right now. Let me go to the 4 hour time frame, see if that makes sense based on that time frame. I like a little bit of a higher stop loss actually. Let's do like 83.65. 83.65 on a stop loss. Take it down to about 77 bucks on the take profit. You got a bearish hammer candle right now, green candle, but a bear hammer below the 21 MA. It is a bear flag. This looks like she's gonna dump. Solana on the way down, Bitcoin heading down. Bitcoin dumps, a Solana dumps. Let's see what oil is doing right now. What is oil and the NASDAQ doing? Looking at commodities. Let's see. NASDAQ still just going sideways. Somewhat of a bull pennant right there. Let's see. Oil is just hanging out. You're not doing much. It dumped, came back up. Looks like it may dump again right now. Not doing too much on oil. Bitcoin fell out of that rising wedge. As we expected it would. There would have been an opportune entry right there, but we were shook ones. We were shook ones. And what happened here? Something always messing with my chat. Stop doing that. Let me see. Bring up the chat here in OBS. There we go. What are we talking about in the chat? I'm reading. I don't want to say that. Okay. Wow. But yeah, Bitcoin. So there's a potential it could bounce at 73.4. You could try to find some support there, but I think more than likely you take the liquidity. We're now close to lower liquidity, local liquidity, 73,300. That is likely that Bitcoin, heads lower, but it could start retracing up a little bit and a bear flag just to go lower. I can see that as a great possibility for Bitcoin. So I am zen, I am calm, and I am just allowing the market to do what the market do. Okay, we short though right now based on a larger time frame. Big shout out to Sammy. He says Sammy shorting oil. All right, cool. Shout out to everybody in the chat. All right, let me look at we're looking at that potential Solana short. I am in a Solana short, right? I'm in a Solana short, yeah. Let's see what we do here. See what we do with it, baby. I'm in a Solana short and a Bitcoin short right now. We'll see what happens. We did get that strong rejection that I was looking for from the 200 MA. Bitcoin could now come back up a little bit as we are a bit extended to the downside. Would not be surprised if we see a mini bear flag right now, or even a complete price reversal, right? We can lose the trade. We can easily lose the trade. We'll see what happens. But, I like the 4 hour short right now based on what I'm seeing in the charts. All right, let's go to XRP. All right. XRP, let's look at it. Daily time frame, man, you're way low at the bottom. Could it be a bottom of another one of these cups? Potentially, but they also could just bring you down to an even lower range. A lower range, how low? How low can XRP go? XRP can drop down to 118 easy and try to bounce off that 200. It's done it before. Even got as low as 114, 112, 111 there. But yeah, you come that low. If you lose that, you see XRP coming down to 0.4866. I'm not saying it's going lower, but you do have high Stokes red dot. Could be a little bit of, I don't know. It is around the bottom. I'll give you that. It is around the bottom, but, and it even looks like a cup and handle. Looks like a cup and handle, but that still can break down. That can break down and make an even larger pattern, and then eventually get bullish. But right now, I see this might just have to go lower. You see the momentum going lower right now. Momentum follows price. Price follows momentum. Yada, yada, yada. XRP, smaller time frames. 4 hour looks like it's rolling over. I see momentum shifting to the downside. And you see price, heading lower. Just bear flag after bear flag. No bounce, any major divergence, a little bit, right? Not really. Nothing notable there. 15-minute under your 200. It's just pretty bearish on XRP right now. I don't see too many bullish time frames, except maybe this 2 hour. That could be a little flag right there. Low Stokes, a double bottom on the RSI. XRP, maybe a little scalp move up there on the 2 hour, but everything else, from the daily, sure, you got a green dot. Let me not be too bearish in XRP. Could it be a cup there? This is a daily again, the green, a dot. You do have Low Stokes curved up, not too bad. Money flow still red though. You got a lot of work to come back up, XRP. There's no strength here yet at all. Three green candles though. 3 green candles, green dot. Could be what you need, but nothing proven there on XRP. That 2 hour looked decent for a potential move up. But besides that, everything is in a very bearish, trend there. Rejection on the 5 minute, just like Bitcoin right there. All right, let me look at that liquidity on Bitcoin. Imagine this just fades this lower liquidity now and it comes back up. Won't be surprised. I've seen it all now. I'm fully expecting Bitcoin's moves in its games and, fake outs. I'm expecting fake outs. So I'm okay. Don't risk too much that you're not comfortable with in this market. All these trades may not go your way and we'll see what happens. But I like, the odds of this going lower based on that 4 hour. I wonder what the 4 hour liquidity looks like for Bitcoin. That was a 5 minute liquidity map. Let's look at a 4 hour heat map. Here it is, 4 hour heat map, BTC, clear as day, bear flag. You can see the liquidity either way. Look at that candle. Huge bearish pressure at the top of that candle, pushing price down. If this becomes a red candle, can you imagine how bearish that looks? Incredibly bearish. I'm positioned short because of this. And this may, I may lose the trade. I keep saying that. I may lose the trade. I'm always ready to lose the trade. But, based on what I'm seeing here, I'm going to bet on this every time I see it. 10 times out of 10, I'll take this a short trade with liquidity down low, bearish pressure on those mezzo time frames. Big shout out to Rise Above, sending in a super chat. Says, bro, do you think BNB dumping? I remember BNB was one of those coins that was really running. Let's see what it's doing right now. Let's see, is it shortable? I assume it's probably dumping with the market. Oh man, yeah, look at that 5 minute. Yeah, okay, there's the change in trend right there. Okay, let me zoom out. Nice, could be just a nice flag. You're way due for a retracement on BNB. Man, I know you're far from a fib retracement though. You gotta be far. Ooh, that 8 hours looking tasty for a potential short. 7 hour says a short signal right now. Look how far you are from the 21 MA. Look how overbought you are on both the stochastic and the RSI. Hey, what's up, Yuri? Look how overbought you are on the stochastic and the RSI. Red dot, momentum way on the upside. You're probably near the value area high. Man, what a potential short here on BNB. Not telling you to do it, but, you know, wick there, red candle, big red candle. And now somewhat of a doji candle, trying to figure it out. Does it go lower? Possibly. I see this as a good potential short, but this candle may want to go back and forth a little bit. So imagine like maybe you put a limit order up here. If you wanted to short this, maybe a limit order around $718, $718 Binance entry. I don't think it goes there. I don't think it goes that high, but that would be almost to 50% of that line. Maybe it does come back up, give you a nice sniper entry, and then take this down all the way to maybe the 21. It's only a 1.71. Take it down to the 200. You're looking more like a 2.5 risk reward ratio. Potential short there on Binance, 7 hour time frame. I'm looking at that's BNB. Let's go to 2 hour. 2 hour completely reset stochastics there. I don't like the structure though, you know, for a bullish move. Structure is kind of, you know, it's giving me those head and shoulder vibes in pattern vine. What's up, Poncho? I'll look at lab, y'all. I'll put lab on the list for y'all. We did SOL, we did XRP. I got to do XLM, VVV, and lab. Okay, I got you. Okay, it's giving me head and shoulder though. I mean, it could just be bull flag though, right? It's, you know, bull trend, bull flag. Retracements are normal, right? Retracements are normal. No big deal here on BNB. But, you know, you saw how far you were from the 21 on those other time frames. Look at that. Look at that 30-minute. I mean, nice bull flag, but high Stokes, red dot, momentum completely shifted. You have a huge fair value gap here and volume gap. This will fall fast when it falls. And then maybe you find support there and start making your way back up. But I could see that potentially falling more based on the volume gap under there, based on the structure I'm seeing. I can see that potentially falling more. All right. Bitcoin, this is on a 4 hour time frame. We're looking at liquidity and on this bear flag. We're currently short in this bear flag. It's not the most awesome entry ever, but it's a pretty probabilistic trade based on the structure. A nice deep stop loss to allow us some down draw and, you know, some juicy liquidity below us that we can eventually make our way to. So I'm pretty confident in the short right now, but ready to accept the loss if it does come our way. So let me look at XLM. All right, XLM, baby. How we looking in these charts? XLM was another one that was going crazy, running. Yeah, we hit, yeah. I remember that beautiful the breakout trade on XLM. Yep, right there. I'll delete the idea, but what an amazing trade that was. Or could have been. I don't think we got into that one, but we recognized the pattern. Let's see. What do we have on XLM? How's the daily looking so far? The daily candles are about to close, by the way. We got 5 minutes left on the daily candle, folks. So we got to look at Bitcoin's daily candle close, all right? Shout out to the digital era. Says the shorts are getting wrecked tonight. Somebody getting wrecked. I don't know if it's the shorts, the longs, but, you know, there's liquidity on both sides right now. And, you know, we kind of got rejected right here. And that was kind of coinciding with that NASDAQ open. A lot of times when that NASDAQ open, Bitcoin kind of does a price reversal. And I'm kind of thinking that might be the price reversal. A little bit of a pump up, and eventual spill off. And then you find some support, another, you know, lackluster little pump, a little bear flag until you dump, roll over back into that liquidity. But yeah, let's look at XLM and let's remember to look at the daily candle close on Bitcoin. All right, so let's look at the daily on Stellar Lumens. Nice green candle, just about, look, engulfing the previous candle. The previous candle was very bearish. Previous candle was, saying maybe you could short Stellar Lumens, but this candle is saying, don't short yet. We still go up more. 8-hour time frame, 8-hour retracement, nice bounce off the 9 MA. Current candle extremely bullish, making its way up. 4-hour time frame, 4-hour green dot, red dot, high volatility, break up, break down, rounded bottom, another attempted break up, breakdown. Very interesting pattern there. Green money flow. Stochastics are flatlined for whatever reason and curving down. Looks like a bear flag on a stochastics. That's a little bit, bearish to me. Maybe just further the retracement, or maybe there was some hidden bullish divergence. I don't know, but we'll see. It's in some type of consolidation, and it's being very volatile. You see how quickly up and down it got in certain sections there. A 1-hour time frame, looking at the 1-hour stellar lumens, I'm seeing basically like a mix of parabolic and volatile behavior. Rounded bottoms keep on making its way up. Yeah, 15 minutes, somewhat, bouncing off that 200. Yep. 1 minute. Yeah, stellar lumens just making moves. I don't see any high probability setups though. I mean, yeah, this is somewhat of a, maybe a bull pennant, maybe a diamond pattern. Actually, though, careful. It's so volatile. When you have a huge trend, a volatile, you sometimes reverse trend, adjust with the volatility. But I do see it in that consolidation. Look at that bearish divergence right here within the pattern. And that may break down. I think this may break down. This is starting, especially if this come down like this, that's starting to look like oil on the daily. Oil on the daily looks somewhat like that. And this may just break down. Maybe this is that diamond pattern. We've been starting to see a little bit more diamond patterns in the market due to the high volatility. This could be that. Not perfect. Not perfect, but it could be that diamond pattern, and diamond pattern will dump you. And diamond pattern will dump you, especially if the price comes right here. But, it was a nice move up. Nice move up. I mean, high volatility could keep going up based on the daily, but I'm seeing a potential reversal to the downside on a very small time frame, 1 minute on stellar lumens. But, the markets don't care. Markets will pump and dump and fake you out every single time. Every time, baby. All right, back to Bitcoin. So we had the dump, a nice little statement dump from that ascending, rising wedge we had on a 5 minute for Bitcoin. Now coming up, I warned you guys that this could come up just a little bit and you do somewhat of a bear flag. And then at that point, it may dump and go for the lower liquidity. Looks like we got that mini bear flag so far, the 5 minute time frame. Stokes pretty low though, green dot. This could get back above the 200 and want to start testing those highs again. We have to be careful there if you're in a long. But I expected it to do that. So far, this looks pretty bearish to me. When you get a move up and then a move down, and especially go even further than when you came from, you gave it all back plus some, and then bear flagged above liquidity with the macro bearish pressure on a 4-hour. I still see this as, likely coming down. That's just my TA. All right, let's, I was looking at XLM. Yeah. I think we're done here on XLM. It's pretty bullish still on the daily, but that 1 minute, I see that high volatility, a diamond pattern might bring it down a little bit, and that would make sense. The daily has been getting such a big move. Such a big move that, that's pretty far distance from the other moving averages. At some point, there's going to be an awesome short on stellar lumens. All right, we are done with stellar. Let's look at VVV. All right, VVV, baby, bring it to me. And big shout out to everybody in the chat. Oh, we got liquidations going down. What we got going down? Was that short liquidation or long a liquidation? I don't see too much on the heat map. I do see trading different. I'm sorry, the casino kind of making noises over here. We're on a pull to the downside now. Official pull to the downside. No short signal officially detected, but I am seeing a small bear flag. Yep, just like this person said right here, small bear flag right now on that 5 minute. It tells me that this likely still goes lower. We are positioned short. I'm positioned short right now on Bitcoin. All right, somebody said Ethereum seems to be dumping. We'll take a look at that too. Ethereum. Here it is, VVV on the daily time frames. Nice bullish trend. Looks like the daily candle just closed. The daily candle just closed on VVV very bullishly. That may send it higher. We got to look at Bitcoin, y'all. We got to look at Bitcoin. So let me hurry up this VVV 4-hour time frame. Red dot, green dot. Said it was going to retrace, but it may just keep breaking out based on that daily candle close bullish. Okay, and that's bullish consolidation with cups there. That's a nice trend line for a bullish move right now on VVV. Venice about to make moves right now. I wish I would have saw that consolidation. I would have made a trade alert on that every single time. I see a nice move for Venice right now to the upside. Okay, potential cup and handle there, 5 minute time frame. There's another bull flag after bull flag breaking out. Venice. Wow, beautiful chart. Wow, it just continues. Yeah, this goes higher. Clearly, I see Venice going higher. All right, let's go to Bitcoin. We just had the daily candle close. Let's analyze the daily candle and the weekly candle close too. So this is a big one, y'all. We got a daily candle and a weekly candle close on Bitcoin. Okay, so the candle just closed just a few minutes ago at the top of the hour, and a Bitcoin closed a red candle on the daily, y'all. She closed a red candle, but look, it kept the green dot. The green dot on market cipher B has remained and printed. We call that printed when the green dot is still there when a candle closed. So that can say that there's still potential upside. You know, the trend is still technically green on the daily. And you got the green dot telling you your ebb and flow is currently to the upside. Wicks below us, bullish engulfing, small red candle. I'll say this, it closed red, but it's not really an engulfing red. It's like just a normal, like kind of red, right? Red candle, right? This could still continuate. And also, did you even get below that 50%? Did you even close below the 50% of that candle? No, you didn't. That's a very important measure for me. The 50% line of a previous bullish engulfing candle. We have respected it even with a red candle. This can push Bitcoin higher. And as we see, Bitcoin is getting a bit of a push right now on a 5 minute time frame, getting a push, getting back above the moving average. That's strong for Bitcoin. That can go ahead and take another stab at the highs if you get past the 200 MA with strength. Notice how there's a perfect, well, not perfect, almost perfect symmetrical V-shaped recovery there. That's what you do when you want to show strength and come back up. We'll see if Bitcoin does. See what it looks like on the 4-hour time frame. Does it wants to come up for another bearish retest? Does it invalidate the bear flag that we're playing here? It can. Anything can get invalidated at any time. And I'll tell you with honesty, even if I'm in a trade, a trade going the opposite way, I'll let you know, if there is an invalidation here. What would invalidate this bear flag is closing up above 74,600 or around 74,700, around that area. We do have liquidations right now, some short liquidations right now. Look at that. Beautiful. So I'm down in the trade right now. I'm down in my Bitcoin trade. It may be a time where I have to close a part of the position or even just close it out, let it hit the stop loss. That's why it's important, to have reasonable stop losses. Or maybe you just get rejected here. I don't know. It could still be a bear flag. You're at resistance right there, 73.8. You just got above it. You closed kind of confidently above it. Let's see what price wants to do right now on that 5 minute. It seems spicy. Stokes low. It looks like it wants to come up. You got buy orders coming in right now. Look at that. Starting to, surprise the shorts there. Oh, and there is a monster amount of sell orders there. It looks like the volume is increasing a bit. The volume increasing on Bitcoin. Oh, tons of sell orders coming in now. See how this just goes back and forth. Is it just the bear flag, the mini bear flag on the 5 minute, or does this actually reverse and head to that upside liquidity? Oh man, shout out to Comstas that BTC just dolphin dipped. BTC is like literally, yeah, like jumping out the water, dolphin dipping right now. You know, she dipped in the water, jumped out the water. Maybe she dumps back in the water. She's all over the place, but that's a confident candle. That's a nice engulfing candle. Engulf this candle over here at least. This candle red, but now coming up. This looks a bit bullish. I got to say, it's starting to, you know, that's a statement back to the upside. Now you know, potentially have a double bottom somewhere. Yeah, let me see. Let me see what's going on here. Let me look at the NASDAQ breaking now. What's oil doing? Is oil going to dump? Oil looked like it was going to dump. Bitcoin may just pump today, y'all. We may have to adjust to the trend. Bitcoin might just pump. We'll see. And oil's not doing anything. It's just hanging out. Look, not doing anything. Going completely sideways after a big move from the open. Interesting. We also have to check the is it the monthly candle close already too? Oh my God, we got the daily, weekly, and the monthly candle. Are you kidding me? Oh my God. 1 second. All right, it looks like I got stopped out of the Bitcoin trade. I guess I had my stop loss very close. I'm over here looking here at the trade. Let me see if I could bring it up. 1 second. And we got to look at the weekly and potentially the monthly candle close. Those are all critical. Wait, no, I didn't get stopped out. I'm in the trade still on Bitcoin. But I had that small position size. Oh, that's what happened. Remember I had that 95 positions? You guys remember I had trouble getting in the trade and I had the wrong position size? You guys remember that? Man. So it looks like that kind of helped me right now because like it's not doing nothing. I am down on the Solana though. I barely lost anything on the Bitcoin. I'm like at 15 cents down on Bitcoin. So I'm gonna close that one right there. I am down on the Solana short. I may have to cut this off right now though. Let me look at the Solana chart and look at Bitcoin on the 5 minute. But look at oil. Is oil about to pump? Check that out. So much going on here in the markets. Oil might pump in the 1 minute. Check it out. Getting towards that resistance right now. Bitcoin 5 minute. Now you're getting rejected. Let me see. That's the 1 minute. Here's the 5 minute. Now you get rejected and dump. Watch. Like, so my Solana short is still open, but I'm just about considering closing it. But let's see what Bitcoin does. I mean, do you come back down and actually really dump? Maybe that was the bear flag, but with the blow off top, you know, that becomes a wick on a higher time frame, just like that, and it actually dumps. Bitcoin are really, you know, kind of playing games here, you know, making it seem like you're gonna pump, but then you dump. A classic Bitcoin, right? All right, let's look at the candle closes, the monthly candle close, weekly candle close. We already looked at the daily for Bitcoin. Let's see what's happening. Weekly candle close. All right, get rid of all the trend lines. All right, it's so much going on. We really got to reset our mind, guys. Reset your thinking, reset your narrative, okay? I'm looking at the weekly time frame here on Bitcoin. Look at that weekly candle. Yeah, that's the candle we just closed, y'all. That's super bearish. Man, that's a big bearish candle. Opened at 77,071. Went as high as 78,064. The candle closed at 73,655, And the low of the candle, the wick low, was 72,487. Very bearish candle right there. That's the kind of candle that has you fill the fair value gaps and head back down. Bearish weekly candle close on Bitcoin. You already have the red dot. We even have, is that weekly bearish divergence? Let me see here. The indicator is trying to show me a weekly bearish divergence on Bitcoin. I don't really see that. I don't really see that, but it's showing me a weekly bearish divergence, red dot. I do see the momentum, looks like a weak high and rolling over right there. Is David here? Big Dave, where you at, man? Are we liquidating, folks? What's happening with liquidity? Show me the casino. We're still on a technical pull to the downside, but the Hakanashi candles have the trend to the upside for now. Technically, the 1 to 3 minute time frames are supposed to be bullish, but the 5 minute all the way up to the daily are all bearish. Okay, that's why I'm looking at short trades, because of a lot of these meso time frames and macro time frames, right, being very bearish. Did I do that right? All right, let's get back to those candle closes. We're looking at the weekly candle close on Bitcoin. Pretty gosh darn bearish, I gotta say. A big red candle. No candle next to it to really engulf though, right? It hasn't engulfed anything, but it's red. I mean, this could come back up green. Anything can happen. Let's go to the monthly candle close. No way. That's our monthly candle close. Seriously. A bearish hammer candle. I mean, the body is not very big, okay, but a rejection candle. We put in basically a wick. You know, it looks like a rejection wick, a tweezer top wick on the monthly. That's pretty bearish. Now your Stokes are still low. A green money flow on the daily. Sorry, on the monthly. This is the macro. The monthly for Bitcoin. You know, you're still respecting this previous green candle right now. Have not conquered the half of it, but we cannot ignore that wick high. That wick high is the recipe for a lower price. If you put in another red candle here, put in another red candle, that is super bearish. Okay, but you could just you respected this area so far. You haven't fell below 72,000, 72,100. A possibility we just do something like this. Do something like this, and then really get a quick move up through the gaps. Still possible, but man, that candle is not promising for long trades. I'll say that much. All right. Any other important time frame there that just closed? We had the monthly, we had the weekly. Let's see, any 3-day, daily, of course, just closed. How about the 8-hour? 8-hour just closed. We could look at the 8-hour candle on Bitcoin. All right, here we are, 8-hour candle on Bitcoin. So that candle, a little bit indecision, a lot of volatility, a lot of sell pressure between 73,600 and 74,100. This looks a bit bearish to me on that 8-hour. I gotta say, no red dot, but that looks like a bear trend and a rolling over price with the market structure. Okay. This looks like a bearish trend, a rolling over price with market structure. We short that every single time based on probability, not because we want price to go down, not because we believe price will go down, but based on that structure, I short that every time. That could be a trade right there. Yeah, Bitcoin looks bearish, but those small time frames can do whatever it wants. Let's see, 5 minute. What are you doing? Have you reclaimed the 200 MA? All right, so we had that move up, a quick move up. There was heavy bear div. I warned you guys of that. It dumped, came down, found some type of support. We found some type of support there, came back up. It looked like Bitcoin was about to get very bullish again. Rejection candle. And now, here's our third candle. And let's see what happens here. Battleground for Bitcoin. Now trying to get above the 200 MA. Get above it. You start getting that Mario Kart speed strip. And make your way to the top of the channel. Liquidity on both sides. Okay, I'm positioned short, but I could be wrong, baby. Okay, You see how bearish it look on those time frames. I can't not short that, all right? I just can't not short. How do you not short that? I'm shorting it, you know, and I'm okay with potentially, you know, being wrong here on the trade. Man, let me get in the chat. I'm doing a lot of yapping, and I'll look at gold, okay? I'll look at gold and I'll look at lab for you guys. Let me look in the chat and not forget to put the screen back. Welcome all new people. A big shout out to Nick Tooney says a win short hype. I don't know. We'll look at it. I'll put hyper liquid. We already have it on the list there. Hyper liquid looks good. Big shout out to Elk says I'll trade London and NYC. Somebody said did the daily close below the Ichimoku cloud. You know, my bro uses that, Rex Futorez. Maybe you can answer that, Rex. I don't really use that cloud. I'm not too sure. It's not part of my strategy. Okay, KK. Yeah, he said mezzo. I think yesterday or a couple days ago, we were wondering what was in between for the macro and the micro. Yep, the mezzo, right? We said that right, the mezzo. All right, a lot of people want me to look at gold. David said, did you say mezzo? Oh, I hear liquidations are going down, baby. I hear liquidations going down. What's good, David? Let's go to BTC. What is she doing? What is she doing? Is she dumping? Is she dumping? She's doing a little bit of both. I see sell orders coming in. I see sell orders coming in. I see a wick coming into the upside. Sell pressure stepping in. Buyers also stepping in. A tough fight right now for price action. Bitcoin just, you know, going back and forth. A tug of war for sentiment here. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Let me look at gold. Yeah, there's the entry for the potential short there. I'm shorting. I mean, let's just look at it. Just look at it. Your boy can get stopped out, but it looks so shortable, baby. It looks so shortable. I got a short. All right, let me look at gold. XAU USD. Gold looks shortable. 5-minute time frame. Holy freaking moly. That's a trade alert. Don't gotta look no further. Let's go.
Attention, trade alert. Trade inbound. This is not financial advice.
Never, ever financial advice, but that's a short for gold right there. That is a bear flag. Looks like gold is correlated with Bitcoin for now. Bear flag, red dot, red money flow. That could potentially dump gold on a very small time frame, 5-minute time frame. Somewhat of a tight stop loss there. This could potentially get stopped out, but man, that looks pretty bearish to me. Let me look at some other time frames to see if this is truly a great trade, but I think this dumps right here in front of our face. I did officially make it a trade alert. You know, make sure you accept the risk in advance. Entry now 4,539. Stop loss 4,550. Take profit at 4,502. Okay, that is a short trade alert on gold. It was pretty much instant. Looking at this chart, looks like it's gonna dump. Lose that 200 MA. You got triple bearish crosses with the moving averages. Gold looks like it's going down in the short term. Look at it on a 1-minute time frame. 1 minute tried to reclaim the 200 MA. Instead, it triple topped. Somewhat of a head and shoulder, not perfect, rounded top, just kind of losing it in pattern vibes. Look at the momentum just shifting severely to the downside. I can see this spilling over as we speak. Can I get in the gold trade in time, baby? Get me in the gold trade. They have gold on Bitunix. XAU USDT. That's right. Bring it right here. Yes, a Bitunix, best exchange for crypto and commodities. A guy can give them that link for Bitunix, okay? I'm going to hop in this gold trade, see if I can make a little bit of money here while not risking too much. Stop loss, 4,550. Take profit somewhere down here, 4,512. See if we can get a quick move for gold. All right. I'm not gonna risk too much here. I'm gonna risk like $200, like $200 to make like 7, like 6, 7. All right. I put my order in. I hope I'm fully in. I'm in the gold trade. I still have a Solana short right now. I'm down, but I don't know if Bitcoin dumps. This should dump. Let's see what the structure looks like on Solana on a 5-minute time frame. Do I need to cut this trade off early? Let's take a look. Let me go here on Solana 5-minute time frame. It kind of got above that moving average though. That's a nice bullish cross. That's a nice V for volatility. Somewhat of a sideways handle there. That's pretty bullish actually. That may pump. Solana may pump right now. I may just honestly be on the wrong side of the trade there. We'll see. Either that or this a double tops. Imagine this a double tops right there, and then and then that dumps you. Either way, we had that pretty serious and obvious bearish divergence there. For the dump, but a strong reaction. We got a strong reaction from Solana to come back up with that V and to consolidate going sideways like that. That's more bullish than it is bearish at the moment. Green money flow on Solana. I got into that Solana trade speculating on Bitcoin. You see, Solana is not independent. It is a slave to Bitcoin. If Bitcoin dumps, Solana will dump. So more importantly, I'm looking at Bitcoin's price, which looks a little bit less bullish here, a little bit more bearish. You came up, you had that heavy bearish divergence. Bitcoin dumped. It dumped hard, found support, came back up. A little bit of a falling wedge, though. Falling wedges should break up. That could break you up. It doesn't look as bullish as that Solana chart. This could break you up. We'll see. Money flow still somewhat in that green, right? And if you're worrying about silver, I'm expecting it's looking a little bit like gold, kind of rolling over right there, rolling over, but still above support. Hasn't dumped as much as gold, but gold looks pretty bearish to me on that 5-minute. Looks like it's gonna roll over in the short term. Who knows? We'll see what really happens, but it seems to have that rounded top texture as you are dumping. Bitcoin, looking at it again, a little bit of a move here. We'll see what it can do. I don't know. Still more bearish to bullish to me overall for Bitcoin, especially based on those meso time frames and especially that daily time frame. I'm not in love with the daily candle close we had yesterday. It wasn't the most bearish in the world. Not yesterday, today, but it's not the most bearish in the world, but it's a red candle. It kind of messes up that whole 3 white soldiers, 3 green candles in a row type of pattern. And that weekly is a very bearish. That might be the most bearish candle there out of all the candle closes that I've seen. And that monthly wick high rejection, pretty bearish on those high time frames. It may influence the smaller time frames. We'll see. 5-minute BTC kind of just hanging out. Does it get the move up? All right, I'm gonna look at some other stuff here. Look at lab. Let's go to lab. Lab pumping. Yeah, lab is pumping. Yeah, lab is pumping on the 3-minute. Pumping on the 5-minute. Red dot, heavy money flow, green money flow. Look at the 30 just taking off. That lab, this is one of those can't stop, won't stop coins, huh? This is one of them's daily time frame of making moves. Look at that, just pure bliss for lab. Wow. Yeah, just breaking out. I do not see an entry. Just breaking out. We don't buy these. No, we don't. You could potentially, sell these high risk. Yeah, good job. Lab, break it out. I'll look at hype and ETH. Hype and ETH. Let's see what's going on. Hyper liquid, red dot, starting to curve and come down on the 30-minute, a little bit there, 4-hour time frame. Still top of the channel. I mean, green dot, higher prices, price discovery, all-time highs for hyper liquid. Absolute madness for it. I mean, nothing you could do. All-time highs. Wow, wow, wow. 5-minute time frame. Can we find ourselves a bull flag that is not broken out yet? Maybe right that 15 minutes getting close. That looks like it's about to break out. Let me see. Yeah, there we go. There's the breakout. There's the breakout. She looks like she's gonna break out. If we found this just like 15 minutes earlier, yeah. Yeah, we found this just a few minutes earlier. This could have been a pretty nice trade right here. Let's see here. Yeah, if you played that kind of flag right there. Yeah, I would have liked that. I would have liked that. Green dot, low Stokes, curve up. That breaks out just like it's doing right there. Not too bad. Hyper liquid on a move, baby. Not too bad at all. All right, I'm going to look at Ethereum. Ethereum, here we go. 5-minute time frame, trying to get back above the 200. A lot of these time frames came up, try to get past it with strength, got rejected hard, came up for a second attempt. We still don't know if it's real or not, with Bitcoin, Ethereum, any of these coins, if it's going to get back above and really make moves. The altcoins are already speculating, and making those moves. Let's go to a 30-minute time frame. That looks a little bit more bearish under the 200. Kind of looks like a bearish retest right there. You see the formation of that larger bear flag. Looks like already in the process of dumping. Kind of looks like a bearish retest. 4 hour. Yeah, it looks a lot like Bitcoin on that 4 hour. This is the time frame that I was shorting. Although the stochastics have reset a lot more already on Ethereum versus a Bitcoin. Here's the daily time frame. Potential double bottom on the RSI. Double green dot. Could this be a bottom? Double bottom with price. And there's a potential slight bullish divergence. The slightest bull div on this move down. And with the stochastics right there. Yeah, that could break up. It could. But you never know, man. Things change so quick. All right, I think I'm caught up. VVV Lab, ETH hype. Let's get back to Bitcoin. See what's going on in the charts. All right, let's see. I'm missing a moving averages here. Gold on the 1 minute. Gold is starting to try to fight back. It said, no, I'm not going to be a rounded top. I don't want to be a rounded top. I want to turn into a bull flag. I want to morph into a bull flag. Imagine that kind of breaks out to the upside. I can see that. Yeah, this may not end up being a rounded top, maybe a bull flag. We'll see what happens with gold here. Let me look at the 5 minute. The 5 minute looked a bit more bearish. You could see that roundedness. Yeah, but, possibility that's just, Stokes reset. This could end up being a bull flag, break out. You get above the 50 MA, we'll see. Yeah, but such a strong move down, right? Strong move down, come up, you kind of rounded top. But now look at you, trying to fight there, trying to fight and put in, a high here and break this pattern. Yeah, we got some activity right now on Bitcoin. Bitcoin heading up, baby. Bitcoin heading up. It may dig into that upwards liquidity. Let's see here. Go to the casino. What's the casino doing? We got a bunch of orders coming in. 15 trades per minute. We're on a technical pull to the downside, but I see the demand starting to curve up. Demand starting to curve up and could be, a move to the upside. But once again, look at all of those, buys, sells, all the reds coming in, all the red sells. Interesting. Very interesting price action right now, y'all. Let me close this one. What is oil doing? Oil's gonna pump too. Is everything gonna pump together? NASDAQ, oil, and gold gonna all pump together? Or is this just some type of cat ear? But that's a rounded bottom, man. That's a little bit bullish on oil. Look at that. Oil being bullish, NASDAQ, and Bitcoin. What's going on in the world tonight? Any news? Did Trump get on that Truth Social again? Did he get on that megaphone? Is there news? Bitcoin may just push higher here. I may get stopped out. We may take an L here. And that's fine. That's fine, baby. You got to be ready to take a loss. Just full transparency. You saw me make a bunch of gains last night. A bunch of gains on the shorts. Big payday on the shorts, but we also take L's. You know, I took an L here on Sweet yesterday, $1,200 L, but I did fight back and made a 3,400 off the short. And we got action right now. Action in Bitcoin. Holy, she is pumping, baby. Woo! Finally taking that upper liquidity potentially that we spotted out yesterday. Okay, let's see what Bitcoin is looking like on the 4 hour. 4 hour. Will we invalidate the bull flag? Let's see, baby. Will we invalidate it? I'm sorry, the bear flag. Let's look at the bear flag on the 4 hour. That's what I was playing for the short. Let's see. Is this just noise within the bear flag? You know, my Zen mentality tells me to not panic. Don't panic. Look at the pattern and see what's going on here. This could just be, you know, movement within the bear flag. You know, dump down here, pump here. See the bottom of the channel, top of the channel, bottom of the channel, potentially top of the channel, 74,004, right? Or it could bottom of the channel, top of the channel, dump. All of that can happen. And we could be dumping tomorrow. We could be dumping the next day, or we could be pumping. Either way, just, you know, try not to get too excited, you know, thrown off by all the sounds, right? All the sounds of the casino and liquidations. Just look at it, you know, in the context of TA. And right now we're still in the pattern, nothing major. Like, look how bullish that looked, right? Until we dumped, all right? Look how close we were here. Like, I was so certain that Bitcoin would take this liquidity here. So certain that I was long off that inverse head and shoulder. End up losing the trade. I ended up losing the trade because it spilled over. So I would just say, don't think we know what's going to happen for sure. I can only go by what's reliable to me. Okay. Yeah. Shout out to Bryce. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Exactly. Up, down, fake out season right now. What I'm saying is just be calm. Okay. Be calm, be zen. Just immune yourself to the emotion, okay? To the emotional part of trading. Remove the emotion. No emotions allowed. Okay? No emotions allowed. I need you to be cold, man. I need y'all to be like ice, man. Y'all listen to Drake's new album? Y'all see the new music video with the what is it? The heat, the heat camera, and he's like all cold. You know what I'm saying? You got to be very cold here, man. Okay? No emotions allowed. I am not panicking, even though I'm in a short. I'm not panicking because, I mean, look at the 4 hour bear flag. Oh my God. Look at the green dot on the 4 hour. Now that can change things. Green dot on the 4 hour. I align myself with the 4 hour time frame. I do see the stochastics have reset halfway, and it looks like the RSI is heading up. This seems to be like it's gonna curve the stochastic up. They gave me a green dot. Now that may not stay. You got 3 hours and 30 minutes to fake us out or give us a red dot, green dot, like it does from time to time. An indecision. But man, that's a green dot on a 4 hour. I can't ignore that. I can't ignore that. I can't ignore the small time frames. Let me go to 5 minute Bitcoin, go to the 1 minute Bitcoin. Yeah, big shout out to Sergio. I saw that 4 hour. Yeah, I saw that 4 hour. Yep. Yeah, 4 hour green dot is important. And what's going on with gold? Is gold actually going to pump? Let's go to the 5 minute time frame on it. Is gold going to pump? I already got into a gold short. It looked like it started getting a little bit bullish with that flag there, but here it is dumping again. 5 minute time frame. What a tough market, folks. You really got to stay focused and disciplined here. You got to, you know, really just focus on TA and nothing else, because look at gold. It looked so bearish and then it looked a bit bullish. Looked like it was going to stop me out. Now I'm in profit. Gold is, wow, very, very interesting. It looks like it's going to dump though. It's kind of losing the little bit of support it does have there. I am open-minded that this could be a bull flag, but more likely it is a rounded top of a bear flag. And man, what an interesting market. Go to the NASDAQ. NASDAQ is putting in a red candle, but still in that parabolic phase. Interesting, interesting. Big shout out to CD Dingle. Says a JP putting in work. I'm trying, brother. I'm trying. Okay, lock in, everybody. Lock in. Let's look at the liquidity heat map. Will it fade the top liquidity again? Again, will it fade it again? It did it yesterday. It did it this morning. Which way will Bitcoin go? Smaller time frames are reaching for the stars. The larger time frames are inflicting the bearish pressure. It's a tough market, I gotta say, and very hard to call right now. You guys want to see TRX? I got you. Let's look at TRX. TRX in a 5-minute pumping as usual, always pumping, going insane. 35 cents for TRX. It's a parabola. What a parabolic move. 30-minute, 200 cross. Yeah, Tron looks like it's ready to go. Tron found a nice little bottom. Yeah. Look at the daily. The daily needed that reset. That was a healthy reset for Tron. You're a little bit too vertical. Too many Greek candles in a row. You needed that reset. You got the reset. There's your support on the 50 MA, the red line. Nice low Stokes green dot. I can see a Tron going higher here. Potential swing trade. Enter now. Stop loss below that low. And see how high you can take Tron. Get yourself a nice 3 to 1 or maybe a 5 to 1, a risk reward ratio. It looks something like that. I don't have to give you exact numbers, but that's a potential of a Tron. But be careful. Momentum sliding out. Not too bad looking for a bullish move on Tron. All right, in that chat now. BTC Templar says, what's the chart below with the green and red dot on the 4-hour? I would love to use it. That is a market cipher, my friend. That's right, market cipher. This one is called Market Cipher B. It's part of the Market Cipher suite, okay? Right here, Market Cipher B. So go ahead and Google that and get yourself Market Cipher. Not bad. They also have Market Cipher A. It puts these like symbols on the candle. See if I can activate it here. Oh, I want to activate. There we go. Yeah. So Market Cipher A here, these are these symbols in the candles, the continuation, the sell signals, etc. Red dot, green dot, money flow at the bottom here. That is Market Cipher B. Okay, let's see what's going on with the gold trade. Ooh, look what Market Cipher A is saying. It's saying blood diamond, baby. It says we go lower. We are up on the gold trade. Okay, cool. Up on the gold trade for now. It looks like it's gonna dump hard though. Up on the gold trade. I'm down on Solana. Down pretty hard on Solana actually. I may have to cut this position size in half. Went a little hard here. That is what could be a parabolic move or a rejection. Let's see what happens here on Solana. Let's get into that Solana chart and trading view. I am hearing liquidation sounds though. If a Bitcoin starts liquidating to the downside, you can bet that Solana will dump as well, okay? And big shout out to BTC Templar. Says, thank you for being transparent. That's awesome. Yeah, man. You know, I think it's important that I show you guys the wins, losses, keep it real with you. You know, I don't know exactly what's going to happen, but, you know, I'm pretty decent with these probabilities. You know, I do lose, you know, here it is. $123, 42% on Bitcoin. There's a loss. Bust. I like that picture though. I like that picture. And yeah, that was a fat SWE L yesterday. $1,200, a loss right there on SWE. But the biggest winner for me yesterday was this 6K from Solana, 58%. You know, the wins pay for the losses with a good edge and a good risk management. And folks, I'm interested in maybe starting a new account and growing it with you guys. What do you think about that? You know, I have a pretty big account myself, but maybe I start with a smaller account just for fun, just for a challenge, you know, maybe a $500 account. And you can follow the challenge if you want to, you know, $500, you know, any trader should be able to afford, and see if we could maybe turn that into a $5,000 account or something like that. Even if it takes us a long time, you know, let's maybe grow that account together. Maybe I create a copy account that you can copy me if you like. So I like something like that. And then we'll be transparent about the entire thing, right? About the wins, the losses, the risk reward. I like doing something like that. All right. So 5-minute time frame, there's a wick rejection. Does it go down? Does it go down on Bitcoin? The 4 hours says maybe, but it does have a green dot. Shout out to TNT, says JP, look at XLM. I did look at XLM earlier. We'll look at it again. I think that was the one that may be starting to retrace. All right, daily. All right, XLM, you got a red candle coming in. You're kind of hanging out in that zone. 4 hour, nice little, could be nice consolidation for a bullish move potentially there. Yeah, I remember this. That was that high volatility, and I think some of the smaller time frames was a bit bearish, right? Let's see. 1 minute. Oh yeah, going sideways. This reminded me of the oil chart. Yeah, look at that, just perfectly, just robotically, just sideways, just an absolute perfect pennant. Like seriously, it doesn't have bearish divergence within it. Maybe some type of class B, potentially a red dot there. I don't know. It's a little bit too robotic for me. Why is it so perfectly symmetrical there? You got the moving averages tight. My trader instinct is telling me that this is going to dump. But from a TA perspective, I mean, it is technically bullish divergence. But it's just, something about the market and something about the way this is forming is telling me that this is going to dump and lose the pattern. But we'll see. I don't want to go by my feelings. It is a bullish consolidation, a bull pennant right now. Not in love with the stochastics RSI curving down for a bullish move. Once again, red dot. XLM kind of just getting tight in a zone right now. That's a symmetrical triangle. Pretty 50-50 on XLM right now. And you have had a huge move. So 50-50, you're in 50-50 patterns. You did have a big move. Yeah, we'll see what happens to it. I think it dumps though. If you ask me, my opinion, I think it dumps, but I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, folks. I just give you the TA. BTC, what is she doing? Okay, 5 minute. You are back above that 200. That's a potential fight right there. I see that as a potential fight. Yeah, that V, that's a strong V. Those V for volatility can be a vicious. That's right. V's can be vicious. They get vicious. They make handles and they go crazy. When we had that big move up from the war megatrend, that's all we've been seeing, just V for volatilities. This big old long extended, just a V's, dips and rips. I call it a dip and a rip. I've been seeing a lot of that when we've been going crazy, bullish. So I don't know, man. This could pump. But let me go back to gold. Gold looks like it's still somewhat dumping. Gold dumping. Bitcoin potentially could get the move. Either that or just enticing more shorts or more longs. Sorry, enticing more longs. We'll see. Those V's can break out. Interesting. Have you looked at ZEC yet? I don't think I have. Zcash. Let's look at Zcash for my man, David. I got you, man. How you doing? Are you back already, man? Can't wait to see you tomorrow. Zcash breaking out on the 5 minute parabolic. What a rocket. Wow. Look at the volume. It's just, all right, we got liquidations. It looks like we're liquidating some shorts right now. Hold on, we got to get to the liquidation chart. Liquidating shorts. Do we get to the real liquidity? There is the casino. A lot of over leveraged shorts just got liquidated. All right, no pull to the upside yet, but liquidations inbound right now. Nowhere near the thick of the liquidity, but early signs of liquidation signs. All right. 6-7. A big shout out to Attracting Abundance says, I'm in a daily trade on BTC, for example. Did you say something before that? Attract Abundance. Big shout out to Jason Williams says, I love that idea, JP. Nice. Yeah. We'll try to build an account for nothing, use good risk management, high probability setups, and see if we can, grow an account together. Maybe I'll set up the copy trading for that. I'll only put the most probable setups, no highly speculative trades, only super high probable meso time frame trades. That's a medium time frames. Okay, love it, love it, love it. Currently killing time at LAX. Okay, you're back in the States. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, yeah, but as far as Zcash, man, you just completely break it out, man. I mean, what do you want? What do you want? Look at the daily. Wow, low Stokes green dot. This thing could get a move. Let's see if we could even put this thing into some type of trend and maybe look at the value area high and low of Zcash. But seems like some type of consolidation here. There was a mini double top there, right? That did dump you. You have a double bottom here within this current pattern. I'm seeing it in some type of this type of pattern. Or maybe it's like this. There we go. Zcash. Zcash. Okay. Okay, low Stokes green dot could get a move out of the pattern. I don't see why not. 8-hour time frame, 8-hour time frame, a little bit oversold. May just hit the top of the pattern, come down, get a little bit tighter. Zcash. Interesting. Yeah, just kind of huge ups and downs within that certain range. Let's get, so we're now in what could be somewhat of a fixed range. I may bring out that fixed range profile. It makes sense. This previous consolidation here, previous all-time highs are likely there. Yeah, that is the previous all-time highs. I'm pretty sure back in 25. So we may have gotten rejected from that range, trying to consolidate near that previous all-time high range and get a breakout if we can. Okay, we got movement on Bitcoin. She's just back and forth. She's literally just back and forth. Look at gold. You got a dump and a bearish retest off the 9 MA. Will it dump more? Likely, but we'll see. BTC. BTC showing continuation. Yellow diamonds from Market Cipher A. This could pump price up. Let's see. Money flow very green. We're ready to liquidate some shorts, baby. But you won't liquidate me. You won't liquidate me because I'm not risking that much. Man, we're waiting to see what happens with Bitcoin. What does the NASDAQ do? NASDAQ goes higher, higher, higher. Oil, will you choose a direction? Looks like it's going to choose down. Okay, Bitcoin may get a move here, y'all. It may just get a move. It may just get a move. Let's find a potential bullish setup if it does get a move. Let's see here. I don't like Market Cipher A on all the time. It just clutters the chart, man. Let's go, before we do anything, look at that 4-hour time frame. Still, tell yourself just, don't get too excited. Once again, don't get too excited. All right. Just, look at the pattern. You're still in it. You're still in it. The 4-hour is giving you that green dot, though. Give me a green dot saying, hey, we have flipped bullish. And I align myself with the 4-hour time frame. So what is bullish about Bitcoin? The daily is still technically bullish. Okay, so this is important. This right here is important. So we said the daily closed bearish. That daily candle closed just not too long ago. That closed bearish, but it wasn't really a very big red candle. It wasn't a bearish engulfing candle. What we do have here is a bullish engulfing candle currently with no wick. This reminds me a lot of yesterday. Do you guys remember yesterday's daily candle close when we had a nice green candle with hardly any wick at the bottom? Now, I'm not one to say that we need that wick at the bottom, but this looked a lot like yesterday with hardly any wick heading up and may eventually come back down and be a red candle. Or maybe, we have respected this 50% of this candle, and maybe Bitcoin does recover on the on the daily. Imagine that. I did technically put out a trade alert on that, believe it or not. If I go back to the Discord, which I'm always updating, we did put out an official trade alert for a Bitcoin swing long. That should still be active. Let me see. Yeah, here was the swing long on the daily right there. I wonder if it took that out. 72,393. Let me see something here. Nah, 72,393. Yeah, so the swing long is still technically a good on Bitcoin. Once again, this is a trade alert yesterday at 8:47 p.m. Pacific time. I did say, you know, Bitcoin could be a bottom with that green dot, low Stokes curved up. This could play out. This, you know, and I'm just being honest here, and I'm being very transparent that I could be wrong about the 4-hour bear flag, right? Clearly, to anybody that does TA, that looks like a 4-hour bear flag. Correct, Dave? So I traded this 4-hour bear flag, currently short because of it. And, you know, it could stop me out. And if it does stop me out, what's going to happen is a more bullish case may start playing out for Bitcoin, especially if you get around the 75,000 region, if you get above 75,000. If you get above 75,000 and then this daily swing trade may be more likely, right? So I'm open-minded. How are you feeling? Are you higher or lower for Bitcoin right now? Let's get that poll out there. Legendary God King, you know, 75,000 or you know, 65,000. What's coming first, right? Back to bitty 75. Yeah, 70. Yeah, ask them, God King, 75,000 or make it 70,000, 75,000 or like 70,000. What's coming first? I mean, we're closer to 75. We're almost at 74 right now. But once again, we could go all the way up to 74.4 and still be bearish. Maybe opportune short entry right there. Interesting. All right. Did I look at Lab? Shout out to Ayiti. Said both. We do both. We go to 75 and then 70. I mean, BTC loves to do stuff like that. Love it, love it, love it. Shout out to Sergio. Says 75. Says 75, baby. The manipulation is crazy. They are not making it easy for you, man. Yeah. I'm interested to see the results of that poll. But I don't know, guys. We got a bullish push right now on Bitcoin. A very bullish push. Look at Zcash, a green dot. That looks like that will break out of that pattern. That looks like that may just break out. You know, tight consolidation. Those moving averages coming together. Double bottom in the pattern. You test the top of the pattern. You break out. Solana could be longed on the daily. I'm not trying to be too extra bullish here, but I mean, we're heading towards a critical level. You get past 75, you go higher. We'll see. We still haven't really taken the liquidity, though, on Bitcoin. I'm looking. We're right there. We're so close. That is a V for volatility. Or do you get rejected right now and double top? We'll see, man. Coins are getting a bit bullish right now. I gotta say, getting a bit bullish. We'll check back in on that gold, see if gold is going to dump or if it is going to pump. Gold. Let's see here. Zoom in. We were like on like a 5 or 15 minute time frame. Looks like a gold is being a bit spicy. Yeah. Double top, rollover. But being spicy, right? Coming up, coming down. Everything is going up and going down at the same damn time. Gold is pretty bullish on that daily time frame, though. Should just long the daily. Long the daily. I like that consolidation. Not too bad. Shout out to Gaz News says, so no trend right now, just consolidation. 1 hour of Asian markets about to close. Well, no trend. I don't know about no trend. Let me see here. Go back to Bitcoin. I feel like the small time frames are attempting to be bullish. You know, we go to the 1 minute. 1 minute, that's an uptrend right there. But it's an uptrend after a major dump, right? So volatility is pretty much the standard here. Let's look at our value area highs and low of the range here. Yeah, I'm going to pull out that fixed range volume profile. There it is. Let's see what we can look like here. Did we just get rejected from the value area high? That was technically the value area high, guys. This kind of adds to the potential short case. So I don't know. And look what just, okay, that's a 2 hour. I thought that was a 4 hour. I'm like, did the green dot go away? Anyway, that's the 2 hour time frame. And you see, I have a value area high and low here now in the chart. You can even delete the bear flag. Forget about the bear flag. Just look at the range that we've been in on a 2 hour time frame. That is the value area high. I usually look to short at the value area high. You know, rejection, rejection, rejection. Does it reject again? You know, support, support, bounce. Do we get rejected here and then bounce at the bottom of the pattern again, or maybe go even lower? Yeah, if you are a bear, if you are shorting, this is normally where you look for shorts, especially with those wicks. Now, this current candle is pretty much engulfing this one. This candle needs to come down lower to be more, you know, comfortable with the short, to be more confident. But I don't know. I think I'm still positioned correctly. I'm short. It feels a bit against the grain at the moment, but considering, you know, the 4 hour, the 8 hour, those mezzo time frames, once again, those medium time frames, you know, I don't know. It seems like this may just go back down, you know, fake up to fake down, fake up to fake down, value area high, losing momentum, losing steam. Very interesting. BTC, man, she makes moves. Even Solana starting to roll over a little bit here. Let me see. Yeah. Solana's starting to roll over, but you never know. It could just parabolic make its way. But look at the heavy bearish divergence again. It looks like another opportune entry for a potential short. I don't know. Money flow green, but heading down. I did end up using another stop loss on Solana here. This is not the actual trade I used here, so you might as well delete that idea. Yeah, it's doing that interesting, like, parabolic move up, scary dump down, parabolic move up, scary dump down. That is so atypical for BTC, especially recently. Let me show you this run up. Oh, this is Solana. Go back to BTC. Here we go. That wartime megatrend, right, God King. The wartime megatrend. Let's show you the volatility. Look at the volatility once the war started. Pump up, bull flag, bull flag, bull flag, scary dump, pump up, bull flag, scary dump. You know, scary dump. Look so bearish right there. Scary dump, came back up. Yeah, and then you actually really lost trend. Now here we are in this range. Do we lose this range to the downside, go lower to 70,000, or do we break up, go through the fair value gaps, break above 75,000? Critical level here for Bitcoin. Bitcoin kind of just, you know, in limbo, waiting to see what the sentiment is. And based on oil, sentiment seems to be oil going down so far. Oil going down, and NASDAQ still going up. And gold, I don't know, gold just kind of consolidated right now. I'm technically in profit on the trade based on this. Currently short in gold. But I don't know, very uncertain market here. Right under liquidity, but liquidity getting closer to the downside. Yeah, this looks like, I don't know. I don't want to just guess, but based on TA, I mean, we're kind of at resistance right now on the small time frame for Bitcoin. This is where it should break through if we want to take the liquidity, or go back down for another touch to the bottom of the pattern. So far, showing like it wants to reject. Stochastic's a bit high there, but still in the range. Wow. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Big shout out to J Constant 787686. Yo, Michael J. White is in crypto trading now. You know, I got that so many times. Michael J. White. someone I look at, that I look like. Who's here? Who's new here? Put a 5 in the chat if you are brand new so I can say hello, okay? We'll keep an eye on Bitcoin. And let's play that who do I look like game, okay? Who do I look like? Go ahead and spam it in the chat. And why don't you go ahead and mix in some coins in there as well. And folks, I can't do a marathon day today, okay? Today is the last day of the month. I got to get the rest of my stuff out of my other place. I've had a new place now for over a month and still got stuff at the other place. I got to finish that up. I'm not going to leave this exact second, but I can't do a 9-hour stream. I did the 9-hour stream. I think it was well worth it. We got like 250 something subscribers, a lot of great new people here in the channel. I'm so glad you guys are here and sharing your trading ideas. Big shout out to Ayiti Boyo, brand new to the channel. Big shout out to C Train, a very brand new. Hello, Intelias. Y'all killing me with the names. This is hard. Make sure you subscribe, hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button. Who do I look like? Okay. Bitcoin is liquidating longs right now. Hold on. Do we have a price reversal here? Do we have a trend reversal? Bitcoin liquidating some over leverage longs right now. This could be a double top. Big shout out to Germany. What up, Norj Boli? Okay. Attract Abundance says, you deserve a break, bro. No, I don't. No breaks, baby. No breaks. We are grinding, baby. Big shout out to Ayiti says a gold is dumping. Is it dumping? TA was saying that it should dump, and it was kind of being a little feisty. Are you telling me it's dumping now? It looks like it's dumping. Okay, cool. So that must mean we're in the money in the trade. Let me bring up Bitunix, the best exchange in the game. God King, put it in the chat, baby. We just slightly up. I'm just barely past my break even right now. We'll see if we can make some money on the gold short. Looked like around the top from a bear trend. See if we can make some money from gold. I'm still down on some Solana trade, but I like the way we're kind of curving here. I like the way we're curving. Could just be a bull flag, maybe a bull flag, lose to 200 in May. We'll see if this ends up becoming a winner or not on Solana. We'll see. Not the best entry in the world. We need to get those better sniper entries. But so far, I still like the direction. So I'm okay with a little bit of drawdown on the trade. Shout out to Gaz Nev, said $5 Texas. Tony Roses said Pharaoh Munch. I look like Pharaoh Munch. I forget what he looks like. I had to Google that. Let me see what Pharaoh Munch looks like. Oh, he's a classic figure in hip hop. Pharaoh Munch. Okay, looks like this. Okay, I can see that a little bit, not really, but you know what I'm saying, maybe we could be related, All right, let's get back to BTC. Solana, will she dump? Look at that, she looks like a bear flag on the daily. Solana, that's a daily time frame. Like, that looks like a bear flag. There are some support wicks there, but I don't know, man. Bitcoin looks like it's about to dump. Like, they try to make it look all bullish in the small time frames. You go hard, and then they just dump it. Daily looks like a bear flag still on Bitcoin. Yeah, green dot, sure, maybe this one comes up, but I don't believe it. I just don't believe it, The TA is telling me that, there is strong momentum to the downside. There is more liquidations. There it is, spilling over. You see what I'm saying? You get all bullish up here. You hop into the long trade, and then they just dump it. So I am positioned short right now. We'll see if it really digs into the lower liquidity instead of the higher liquidity. Why are people typing stellar? I don't know. I guess they want to see stellar. Well, look quick. Oh, look at gold. Gold is really dumping now. So we should be in the money in the gold for real. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Let's go, baby. Woo! Dollar signs in the chat, baby. Raise the energy level. We now are in profit with 1 out of 2 of our trade alerts here, baby. Let's go. Gold in the profit.
Attention. Trade alert.
Trade alert for that gold, baby. We already in it.
Trade inbound.
Let's go. Just get excited. Okay, 100 something bucks on gold. We'll put our stop loss in a break even pretty soon. This likely dumps down. I see Solana starting to roll over. Solana rolling over. How hard does it roll? It depends on Bitcoin. But yeah, I like the gold trade. 1 out of 2 trades cooking in our favor. Look at that volatility. Did you see that? Did you see that wick? A wick up, a wick down. A lot of movement in the market. Bryce says, watch now is going to go up. The price is extra bipolar. I agree. It's so bipolar, baby. But we make money both ways. We don't care. I'm full spot on gold. Careful, God King. No, I'm kidding. You look good on the daily. Gold looks good on the daily. It looks bad on these very small time frames right now. So we are shorting on the small time frames for gold. Let me look at the charts here. Get back to Bitcoin. Bitcoin. Okay, let's go euphoric. Okay, 43% said higher, 37% said lower. We got 20% sideways. All right, more people saying higher, more people more bullish than bearish on Bitcoin. I don't know. I'm neither or. I am a monk, baby. Okay, I am a monk. Bitcoin looks very bearish, like right there to me. You see what we're forming now, somewhat of that M pattern. We, had that parabolic move up with the bearish divergence. It dumped price. We got in the trade somewhere around here for the short, the 4-hour short, based on that bearish dump. But then they sent price right back up. Tried to FOMO people in. It looked like they were going to take the liquidity right above us right there. Decided not to and dumped it anyway. This dump will be so hard and strong if it meets up with this neckline here. I can see Bitcoin dumping a very, very low. It takes a lot of courage to short when you got green candles coming in. But, I'm just looking at the 4-hour time frame, and it still tells me to short. It has a green dot, yes, but come on, man. Look at the candle structure. Then the candle hasn't even closed yet. This candle turns red. You're still going to keep a green dot there. Money flow extra heavy, thick into the red. I mean, I don't know. It could be a reason why that green dot is there. And maybe this comes up. But look at those wicks. That looks like it will dump. Are you with me? Man. Bryce says, Bitcoin, what is going on? Man, this price action is crazy. Both sides are getting wrecked. I agree. That's why you got to remain calm, man. Remain calm. Tap into your inner peace, your inner zen, and just follow the TA, baby. TA is telling me down right now. TA does change. It is dynamic. It is a self-fulfilling prophecy. I could be wrong, baby. And then TA will be right. TA is right every single time, okay? Every single time is right, but just maybe not in the way that I expected it. All right, let's look at the trades again. We are in a live trade alert. Gold, the short is cooking right now, baby. Can we get extra crispy? Can we get extra crispy, or is this thing going to come back up? Is it just going to bounce off of the super trend, the green super trend right there? The Stokes are very low on gold. We'll see how strong is the sell pressure. Man, we'll see how strong the sell pressure is here on gold. If it loses this level, that super trend, and that green line right there, gold should dump heavy. Well, just down to the next resistance right here, 4,523. I'll probably be looking to take profits pretty soon. This market is a little bit too volatile for my likings right now. And there it is. There's gold dumping into our profit region. Here we go. Gold dumping. We saw the golden top. Let's go, baby. Get excited again. Who's in the gold trade? Who actually followed the gold trade, baby? Put a 99 in the chat. If you followed the short trade on gold, you're in the money right now. Who followed it? 99 in the chat and dollar signs, baby. Let's go. That was a successful trade alert. Let's see if Bitcoin ends up being a successful trade alert. Actually, you should be in the money on Bitcoin actually right now too. I think we got in around here somewhere. You should be in the money. All trades should be in the money. Now I was in the Bitcoin trade, remember, but I messed up my position size and I kind of closed it. I think I I'm just in the Solana short with a horrible entry, by the way. Horrible entry on the Solana trade, but I am positioned correctly, I believe. That's pretty bearish right there, unless you get a bounce, of course, right? But yeah, we got a lot of people following that trade. 99, nice. A lot of people followed that gold trade. Now in the money. Big shout out to yourselves for trusting the Zen Master. Not financial advice. Not financial advice. Just TA, baby. Let's go. We in the money. Let's go. Dump it. Dump gold to my profit. I want to make $600 with gold. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And yes, the BTC trade should be in the money as well. Might not be too late for me to jump in a BTC trade, actually. Like I said, I messed up my position size and had to close it. I ended up doing a Solana trade instead. And may not be too late for that BTC trade, especially for the 4-hour time frame. Look at that rejection from the value area high of 74,065. 74,000 has proven to be very much heavy resistance for Bitcoin. And that is a statement rejection. 2 wicks, tweezer tops there, green wick, red wick, bearish engulfing, dump it, red money flow. This could potentially go shorter for Bitcoin, go lower. Interesting price action. What does oil do? Oil is it pumping now? Let's see. Oh boy, yeah. Oh boy. Does it pump? Oil pumps, gold dumps, Bitcoin dumps, NASDAQ probably pumps. NASDAQ just pumps. It don't care, baby. Oh man, you think the green dot on the 4 hour is gone? Let me see. Let me get back to Bitcoin. I see the 4 hours still, the green dot. That will not stay there if this candle keeps being red and dumping the way it is. I like to align myself with that 4 hours, so it does. I would prefer for that green dot to go away as I'm positioned short, but you know, the charts don't care about my position. We'll see. You know, we'll see what happens. I think the market structure lines up with a short play as of right now. I'm up $235 currently in the gold trade. That's right, baby. Getting close to a good take profit zone. Solana, I'm now down 200 bucks in the Solana trade. Horrible entry, but playing a huger time frame here. And I was down like 500 bucks on that, believe it or not, but down 200 bucks on a Solana trade. Look at it on a 4 hour. Look at the big scheme of things. You know, we were, you know, catching that dump, and this could be another bearish retest. This falls fast. I get into profit. We take profit around 79 or maybe 76. Maybe Solana really dumps, but that looks bearish. Not a great entry, but correct direction on the bear flag dump, potential bear flag dump on Solana. But yeah, I like it. I like these trades right now. Yeah, I like it, like it. See what it want to do. All right, I got to give you like a takeaway, because I do unfortunately gonna have to run. I got to head to my old place and, you know, get some things together. But I expect Bitcoin to dump based on the 4 hour. I will look for that green dot, may eventually go away. If there is a reversal, you know, you'll see it on a small time frames. You'll see the 5 minute get back above the 200. Let's look for a larger time frame, battleground. What would tell you if we get bullish again? I'm hearing liquidation sounds. I'm hearing those liquidation sounds. Probably the 1 hour. You get above the 1 hour, then, well, that's way high. All right, so real resistance is at 74,000. You saw it with that value area high and low. Look how bearish that looks. Here's what's important. Value area high, 74,000. Value area low, 72,700. You break through either of those levels, you may get a major move, but also a potential good bounce point or rejection point. We've been tight in this range for some time, ever since like, what is this? That's since the 27th. Yeah. We've been tight in this 4 hour range. It looks like a bear flag. I think we go touch the value area low. That's the next spot. I mean, we're at the point of control right now of this current range for Bitcoin. That's the most high volume range. We could chop here for a bit, but if you lose this point of control, the most likely place clearly is down to 72.8. And at that point, you know, a good take profit number one or number two for me. Technically, I did take profit already on the earlier dump for Bitcoin. That's right. Once we dumped earlier today, I took profit here. Price came back up. I got back in with you guys live, and now I'm ready to take profit number two for the second dump on Bitcoin. See that liquidity? I'll show you guys the liquidity again. There is very thick and heavy liquidity below us, but you know, you got to get to 72,300, a little bit of liquidity at 72,900, and top side liquidity at 74,200. Okay, so that looks like a double top again. That looks like a double top. That looks like M pattern. That looks like a BTC dump. If I had to call it, I say we dump right now. And, you know, we start dipping into that lower liquidity. We don't take the whole liquidity band, but maybe we go down, take the red and the yellow before we have a retracement. Maybe we go down to 71,800. It looks likely based on TA. And even if I just took the measured move of this a double top right now, I can see Bitcoin going down to 73,093 based on the double top right there on the 5 minute. Yeah, price is dumping right now. That's a bearish, people. That's bearish. That huge rejection, huge wick, 4-hour time frame. That green dot looks like it will go away. Still in profit on gold. Solana shaping up. Looking forward to getting in profit on a Solana trade, and I'll let you know how it works out later with full transparency in the Discord. God King, give them the Discord, baby. Okay. Give them the Discord link. Make sure you join that Discord and get that trade alert. And yeah, I'll get those trade alerts in there for you all through the day. I'll give you video updates. And if you need, once again, a platform to trade on, give them the link for Bitunix again, Legendary God King. Very easy to use, best interface. We got a big trading competition going on. Only a few days left. Maybe you could win the ROI one. But, you know, get bonuses with our referral link for Bitunix. No KYC needed in the US, compliant, no VPN needed, baby. Just deposit crypto and a trade. All right. With that said, I'm going to have to wrap it up and head out here, folks. I love you guys. Good to meet all the new people. Do me a favor, hit the like button right now on the way out. Everybody hit the like. If you're new, hit subscribe. We'll be live tomorrow in the studio. In the actual studio, Sin City Podcast Studio. If it's your first time here, please check us out in our beautiful studio tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time in the US. Okay. Yeah, from 10 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. And then I'll probably be live later in the day again at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for, you know, your kind of evening market update. All right, everybody, take care. Are you proud of me? I didn't do a marathon stream this time, but I don't ever mind doing it. But today, and I would have stayed longer, but I got to take care of some stuff in real life, guys. Okay, I think BTC goes lower, but we will see. Let's stay in contact in the Discord. Take care. All right, see you next time.